They told me. Son, you're special. You were born to do great things.
Things Joe will never be able to say to Hunter for 1,000,
You know
Alex.
what? They were right.
Wait, what the hell is happening with the plane?
Jesus Christ, what a harrowing intro.
Between the screams of people dying in a horrifying manner, I'd like to welcome everyone to Episode 1 of Presidents Play Bioshock. Buckle up, folks. This one's a doozy.
Where are you guys? Please tell me you're both okay.
Joe, quick, help me save Obama.
I can swim just fine, you prick.
Why would you just assume he can't swim anyway?
Doesn't matter. We need to get the hell out of here.
There's a structure jutting out of the water over there. Swim to it.
Shouldn't we try and help other survivors?
Don't worry about them. They are NPCs, Joe. They were all watching CNN before the crash. This might be a net positive.
So many things wrong with that. First, it's 1960 and CNN wasn't started until 1980.
The fact that comment isn't even the most offensive and wrong thing you've ever said, Mr. President and leader of the free world, is positively insane.
Okay, enough. Let's just be thankful we made it and figure out what the hell to do next.
Well, I'd say this looks like a mostly peaceful protest to me.
Can't believe we crash landed in the middle of the ocean and somehow ended up in Detroit.
Hey, I found a door. Let's put some space between us and those protesters. I respect their right to loot and burn down businesses. Just not in my neighborhood, you know?
Damn, what a gaudy-ass foyer.
Nothing like some good old-fashioned propaganda in the morning to really get the juices flowing.
So this statue is of a fellow named Andrew Ryan. Looks like a fine and upstanding gentleman to me.
Wait, is he serious, Barack? Tell me this isn't Sleepy Joe's first time playing Bioshock?
I let him goof around a little on my save file so he could get a feel for the gameplay, but yes, this is a first for Joe, something that doesn't happen often at the ripe old age of 82.
Yeah, whatever. Are we really about to get in this sphere? It's kind of giving me Titan submarine vibes.
This takes place in 1960, and this random sphere in a suspicious-ass giant tower sticking out of the middle of the Atlantic Ocean looks more high-tech and less sketchy than the Titan sub did, and people still got on that.
For our viewers out there, Joe is leading us off for this series. I'll go next, and Trump will round things out. This game is full of really fantastic lore and world building, and as the resident Bioshock enjoyer, I'll do my best to avoid spoilers and let you folks enjoy how bizarre and immersive this game is.
Fire at my fingertips is my catchphrase when I'm writing bars for my SoundCloud raps.
Oh, Jesus Christ, not that again.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose Rapture.
What an absolutely peak intro.
City where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, Rapture can become your city as well.
As lifelong politicians, you two have never worked hard a day in your lives, so you're both lucky I'm here.
Yeah, all right. Buckle up for like 7 episodes of Donald agreeing with everything Andrew Ryan says.
Hey, what's that thing in the tunnel?
You'll see soon, Joe. Can't wait to see you get clapped by one.
The lighthouse is all lit up like hellfire. Looks like some kind of plane crash.
Here in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. How could it?
I don't know. You best get over there. And be quick about it. The splicers are coming.
The hell is a splicer?
You gotta be kidding. How do you know someone's even coming?
Because we got a map to steer us way down. That means we've got company.
Okay, here we are at our destination, boys. I'd like to formally welcome you both, and all of our viewers, to the city of Rapture.
Just one more minute. The spear's coming up now.
Johnny, security's banging off all over. Get a move on!
Oh boy, I can't wait to meet our first long-term game companion, Johnny.
You gonna tell him or should I?
Just let it happen.
Normally that's Donald's line, am I right, folks?
Damn, we've been here 3 minutes and we are witnessing a mugging. We really did land in Detroit.
Oh no, Johnny, our dear friend we've known since the beginning of our journey. Oh, the humanity. Fellas, it just occurred to me that we don't have anything to defend ourselves with.
Lady, please shove off. I don't have any change to give you.
Is it someone new?
Okay, fine. Don't cause a scene. You can have this 47 cents. It's really all I have on me. Jesus Christ, the homeless are relentless.
Ah, Obama. I'm getting kind of scared. I don't want to end up like our good friend Johnny.
Deep breaths, buddy. We survived Donald Trump's presidency. We can survive this.
Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio?
You see her jump to the ceiling like Spider-Man? We might be in some real danger here, fellas.
I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive. Now keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground.
Considering what you let happen to Johnny, that doesn't make me feel all too confident, Mr. Atlas.
Take a deep breath and step out of the bathysphere. I won't leave you twisting in the wind.
No goddamn way am I going out there without a briefcase full of hush money.
We're gonna need to draw her out of hiding, but you're gonna have to trust me.
I'll wrap you in a sheet.
What an oddly phrased threat. This lady is a real Looney Tune, isn't she?
Only marginally more so than average, I'd say.
Just a bit further. How do you like that, sister?
Yeah, that's right. You better run. You can't wear them colors out here, cuz.
Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something? Bloody Splicer sealed Johnny in before they... Goddamn Splicers.
Too bad we couldn't just have the murder robot escort us. I gotta get me one of those.
In due time, Joe. Your first bit of combat is up here. Remember what we practiced, and you should be fine.
Oh no, somebody lit J.D. Vance's girlfriend on fire and threw her down the stairs. How tragic.
Hey, lay off the guy. At least you don't have to bribe couch cushions for their silence, so I kind of get it.
But you also can't really traffic them either, so pros and cons, right?
Gotta be the most insane 3 lines in our channel history. But shut up for a second while I beat this guy off with a wrench.
While you do what now, Joe?
Great footwork, Joe. Some good use of the environment to keep that splicer away from you.
Hey, do you guys hear that little girl voice? I can promise you, I'm better than your daddy.
Joe, that's absolutely enough of that nonsense from you.
Is the day we finally get banned from YouTube. It's been fun, folks.
The girl isn't real, it's just a recording. My day is ruined and I want to go home.
Rose, legit heartbroken.
I think you're going to be pretty happy with your consolation prize.
Fellas, we died in the plane crash and went to heaven. It's a drug vending machine. Give J-Daddy the Fenny.
God damn it, Joe. How many times have I told you not to inject yourself with random needles you find discarded in Democrat-run cities?
Wait, this isn't fentanyl and children's tears. What the hell's going on?
Your genetic code is being rewritten. Just hold on and everything will be fine.
If only Joe had known about the view from halfway down.
This little fish looks like he just had his cherry popped. Wonder if he's still got some Adam on him. Yeah. Let's buck. Weak! You're a weak chopper. This little fish ain't worth towing it with no big daddy. Yellow! Always have been. You'll be no better off with a metal daddy, little fish. See you floating upright.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel. I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute. He's still breathing. It's alright. I know he'll be an angel soon.
Oh, my head.
Donald, look. I think Joe is coming too.
Surprised he's alive. Slip and falls are so dangerous for the elderly.
First time plasmid's a real kick from a mule. But there's nothing like a fistful of lightning now, is there?
Did Atlas just say something about being fisted by lightning? That's an oddly specific kink.
You're an idiot. He's referring to our very first plasmid, Electrobolt, which lets us zap enemies with a quick blast of electricity. Plasmids will be essential to our survival, and I'll dive more into their lore and mechanics shortly. When you're done scavenging snacks from trash cans, why not hit that malfunctioning control panel with Electrobolt so we can jumpstart the door and move on?
Okay, I'll give it a whirl. Dang, huh? That was pretty cool. Zapped him like old Sparky.
Rumor has it a well-timed electrobolt is how Hillary was able to short-circuit her email server so quickly.
Fun fact, I once had to restart Joe's heart with Electrobolt after he gave himself an ice cream-induced heart attack.
Wait, oh my god, it's debris from the plane crash. We gotta retreat.
The door is jammed again. Haul ass to the other side of this tunnel before it fills with water and collapses.
What kind of dipshit builds a city at the bottom of the ocean with 1960s technology anyway? This whole place just screams OSHA violation.
Andrew Ryan is morally questionable, but far from a dipshit, considering what he's achieved here, Joe. And avoiding OSHA was one of the reasons he built the city here in the first place.
Far from the prying eyes of big government and the liberal media, Guy might have really been onto something with this place.
Well, looks like we all made it, including Donald. Sorry, Reddit. Maybe next time. Oh, look, another needle by this corpse. It's my lucky day.
Those blue needles contain Eve, essentially, mana in the world of Bioshock. Eve is necessary to cast plasmids like Electrobolt. You can also gain Eve by smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. Health, on the other hand, is maintained by first aid kits, health stations, and various snacks.
Splicer! Give him the combo. Zap him, then whack him. 1-2 punch. Remember, the 1-2 punch.
Don't fucking...
Man, not even half his HP. I remember the 1-2 punch being damn near a one-shot when I last played. What difficulty are we on anyway? I don't know that we've established the rules of this run yet, Barack.
While Joe has a playdate with some splicers, I'll dive into that. We will be playing on Survivor difficulty, the hardest setting available, where enemies are much more tanky than normal and can take you down in just a few hits. We will also not be using Vita Chambers, more on that later. Joe is leading us off in the intro section, welcome to Rapture, and he will also be getting us through the medical pavilion in our next episode, since there's not much combat here. From there, we will take turns. Each episode, I'll take over after Joe to tackle Neptune's bounty, and Donald will get his turn in Arcadia. Along the way, we will play the audio logs we find for you to help with world building, and I'll elaborate on the game's fantastic lore for our viewers. Hopefully, when it's all said and done, we will find a way out of this hellhole and not end up stepped on by a big daddy.
Okay, so far I've gathered that this place is sort of a laissez-faire experiment run by that Andrew Ryan fella, built at the bottom of the ocean to escape government oversight. Looks like it's going really well for him so far.
No government oversight, no blue-haired Starbucks employees crying on TikTok because they have to work an 8-hour shift. Nobody trying to cancel me. An absolute paradise and triumph of the will of man.
At a young age, Andrew Ryan and his father flee Russia during the Bolshevik Revolution, and he witnesses the execution of his cousin at the hands of Red Guard militiamen. Thus began his distaste for communism, people's militias, and government power. Decades later, after the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Ryan fully commits to putting his plan to build Rapture in motion. More on Andrew Ryan to come.
I've got a family. I need to get them out of here. But the Splicers have cut me off from them. If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then maybe, just maybe... I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now, but you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again. Go to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
I don't know that we know Atlas well enough at this point to care about his family, honestly.
Donald, show some empathy. He helped us out earlier, and we don't exactly have a lot of options here. Like it or not, we don't have much choice. I don't want to end up like Johnny. I have my whole life ahead of me.
Before and none. Why aren't you here? Why is it today and not then when you were warm and sweet?
Holy crash out.
Mommy hold you to her breast and feel your teeth. Oh no. No, 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 no.
Damn, this is really dark.
Hey, that's no baby. It's something infinitely better. A gun. Grab it, Joe.
Baby and me! Baby and me!
Sorry about this, sweetheart.
Damn, Joe, that was cold-blooded.
Plasmid's changed everything. They destroyed our bodies, our minds. We couldn't handle it. Best friends butchering one another. Babies strangled in cribs. The whole city went to hell.
Wait, didn't he say electrobolt is a plasmid? Is this what is doomed to happen to us now that we've injected ourselves with one? Are we going to eventually lose our minds, our memories, and our sense of self and become a, quote, splicer?
You've already lost those things, you dementia patient, so feel free to splice away to your heart's content.
Plasmids offer incredible benefits and abilities. We've already seen that with our use of Electrobolt, but the long-term effects are pretty harrowing. With that being said, we don't have much of a choice here, Joe. In order to effectively protect ourselves from all of the spliced-up madmen in Rapture, especially on Survivor difficulty, we are going to have to arm ourselves to the teeth with plasmids and gene tonics.
We'll take the short-term benefit over the long-term consequences, like any rational person would.
Where you going? Nah, Charlie!
Well, some still seem to have a semblance of emotion and care for one another, even if they are pretty deranged. But watch me hit this superhero landing.
Can't believe your knees didn't just shatter when you hit the ground.
Good tactics so far, Joe. Supplies are really scarce in the early game, so you have to be sharp with pistol headshots, clever with plasmid use, and employ good footwork in melee combat to preserve resources.
Scrounging supplies and money from corpses, lockers, cash registers, and hacking safes and vending machines is going to be key as well to keep our options open.
If you spot a splicer in the water, hit him with the electrobolt.
A great example of utilizing the environment to our advantage, electricity-based attacks on targets in water deals bonus damage. Similarly, fire can be used to ignite oil slicks and melt ice, and ignited splicers will seek out water to put out the flames. But grab and play that audio diary, Joe.
Okay, here we go.
Another New Year's, another night alone. I'm out and you're stuck in Hephaestus, working. Huh. Imagine my surprise. Oh, I guess I'll have another drink. Here's a toast to Diane McClintock, silliest girl in Rapture. Silly enough to fall in love with Andrew Ryan. Silly enough. What happened? I'm bleeding. Oh, God. What's happening?
Damn, was there some kind of riot on New Year's? Diane doesn't sound too good.
That particular New Year's party has some very significant lore implications and is also a source of some controversy in the community regarding possible inconsistencies and retcons over the course of the Bioshock trilogy. I'll dive into this more as we progress, but simply put, yes, Joe, Diane, and much of Rapture saw better days before that party, and that's all I'll say for now.
Careful now. Would you kindly lower that weapon for a minute?
Oh, okay, sure.
Joe, your soon-to-be favorite thing about these games is down below. Go take a look.
You think that's a child down there? Don't be fooled. She's a little sister now. Somebody went and turned a sweet baby girl into a monster. Whatever you thought about right and wrong on the surface, well, that don't count for much down in Rapture. Those little sisters, they carry Adam, the genetic material that keeps the wheels of Rapture turning. Everybody wants it, everybody needs it.
Oh, hello, little girl. All alone without any supervision? Do you fancy a sniff?
You're about to see why that's a bad idea, Joe.
Stranger danger, stranger danger. The child is mine, I tell you. I saw her first.
Yeah, this has got to be a deja vu moment for you, Joe. This is pretty much how all of those photos of you awkwardly smelling children looks to everyone else.
What the hell was that? Wait, I recognize that thing. I dreamed about it after I fell off the banister. The splicers in my dream ran away from it. This guy's totally cooked.
Well, don't feel sorry for that splicer. He had info that would lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton.
This is what I did to Kamala in 2024.
And what I did to Donald in 2020. Am I right, folks?
That's the big daddy. She got his Adam. He keeps her safe.
Let me get that lore dump. Barack, what's the deal with little sisters and big daddies, and what's Adam?
Adam is a substance harvested from rare slugs on the ocean floor around Rapture and is the fuel for genetic splicing. When refined into a plasmid or gene tonic, it allows the user to alter their genetic makeup in ways only limited by the imagination. Little sisters are able to harvest Adam from corpses for recycling, but this makes them frequent targets of splicers who want to claim the Adam for themselves. That's where big daddies come in, as they escort the little sisters during harvesting to fend off splicer attacks and ensure the little girls can safely return with their bounty.
This laissez-faire society putting children to work is unsurprising, but why not just have the big daddies do the harvesting if it's so dangerous? Why use the little sisters?
I mean, it's a lot cheaper to have child sweatshops in India produce goods than to have adults in the USA do it. Maybe the same logic applies here?
Answers in due time, Joe.
Uh-oh, all this noise is sure to attract unwanted attention.
Get away from the flamethrower turret, stay calm, and get your eyes on the water pool you jumped down from. Splicers will come from that direction. Give them a good zap with Electro Bolt.
Are you going to hold Joe's hand through this whole game? I thought we were going to have a death competition. How is it fair if you're babysitting his gameplay the entire time?
I'll be keeping track of deaths for sure, and don't worry, Donald. I'm only going to help him out in these early stages until he gets a feel for the game. It's only fair he get a little assistance at the moment, since you've played Bioshock once before, and I've played it many times, and it's Joe's first playthrough. Just trying to even things out a little for him, so he isn't quite so handicapped.
I did practice a little on Obama's save file, but things have been fairly easy so far.
That's fine, I guess. Let him get overconfident with these easy encounters in the intro mission, and then we can watch him get absolutely skull-fucked in the medical pavilion. Hang on, if Joe's playing the medical pavilion, doesn't that mean he gets to be the one to make a certain pivotal decision for our playthrough?
Yep, unfortunately.
It's Ryan! Goddamn Andrew Ryan! Found us! Damn us! He shut off access to Neptune. There's another way to get there. Head to medical. What are you waiting for? Go!
Atlas sounds pressed. We better get a move on, boys.
It's just this way, Joe. Quick, let's get out of here before Ryan's splicers catch up.
Oh, Christ! You're trapped! Gonna try to override the exit from here.
Atlas led us into a trap, just like Johnny, that bastard.
Rest in peace, Johnny boy.
So tell me, friend, which one of the bitches sent you? The KGB wolf or the CIA jackal? Here's the news. Rapture isn't some sunken ship for you to plunder. And Andrew Ryan isn't a giddy socialite who can be slapped around by government muscle. And with that, farewell, or das whichever.
Guy's got a point. Government infringes upon the rights of citizens far too often, especially lefties like you two.
Enough political jokes, asshole. Can't you see we are surrounded?
Yes, Capitol riot. Capitol riot. Stop the steal.
Turn the wheel on the door and get us out of here and officially complete the Welcome to Rapture section of this playthrough. We hope you all have enjoyed this intro episode, and next time Joe will tackle the medical pavilion, where some grisly things have gone down, and we will unravel a little more of the mysteries surrounding Adam, little sisters, and big daddies. Join us for episode 2, coming soon, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload.
To all our viewers, would you kindly have a great week and come back to see us next time?
Take care, everyone.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 2 of President's Play, Bioshock. Lots to cover today, so we are going to dive right in.
Andrew Ryan, the bloody king of Rapture. Now find your way to emergency access.
Looks like this Dr. Steinman uses Adam for plastic surgery.
Maybe he can use Adam to help all those poor celebrities who got buccal fat removal because, god damn.
Hey, listen to this broadcast.
It's not safe. Haven't you heard? Atlas's bandits are everywhere.
Hold on a second there. Remember what Andrew Ryan says. If you do that, the bandits win. Take your family to Fort Frolic and Arcadia. Go out and shop. It's the Rapture way of life.
So Ryan's advice for dealing with civil unrest is to just fucking ignore it?
Like a child crying for attention. Just ignore it and it'll go away.
Dr. Steinman said he'd release me today. Ryan didn't come to see me since the New Year's attack, not once. But Dr. Steinman was very attentive. He told me that once the scar tissue was gone, he was gonna fix me right up. Make me prettier than any girl I've ever seen.
Big red flag.
He's sweet, all right. And so interested in my case.
Diane came to Rapture as Ryan's personal assistant, and surprise, surprise, they were also doing it on the side. As you recall from last episode, Diane was at a party at the Kashmir restaurant on New Year's Eve, 1958, when a riot of sorts occurred, and she was severely disfigured in the crossfire.
Hey, fellas, it's one of those murder bots from earlier.
Wait, we aren't going to subject our viewers to this awful and repetitive hacking minigame, are we? That would be terrible for the content.
We are only going to show this one for context. You flip the tiles to expose different shaped pipes and swap them around to connect point A to point B. Later on, there will be hazards like overload and alarm tiles in the way to make it more challenging. Simple enough, but considering how many things you will be hacking in this game, by the time you reach endgame, you will never want to have to play this minigame ever again. If we were playing on PC, I'd mod these out in a heartbeat.
At least the payoff is good. You can hack bots and turrets to fight on your side, vending machines for more options and cheaper prices, health stations for cheaper heals, and a booby trap for splicers who try to use them, and you invent terminals for more efficient crafting.
It's pretty wild. There are literally public ammo vending machines lying around with no rules or regulations whatsoever.
Extremely based of Ryan, if I'm being honest. Stay strapped or get clapped. It's the Rapture way of life.
We have one of Dr. Steinman's audio logs here to get a glimpse into his mindset. Listen to this nut.
I ever truly a surgeon before I met them? And we clinked away with our scalpels and toy morality. Yes, we could lop a boil here and shave down a beak there, but could we really change anything? No, but Adam gives us the means to do it. And Ryan frees us from the phony ethics that held us back. Change your look, change your sex, change your race. It's yours to change. Nobody else's.
Encouraging Adam use for identity-affirming procedures is pretty progressive thinking for 1960.
To Ryan's credit, Rapture is way ahead of the curve on some social issues like acceptance of race and orientation. Drive, results, and discretion are what matter in Rapture.
If you want to use the emergency access, you'll be needing Dr. Steinman's key. He's the one that runs this place. But I don't expect him to hand it to you out of the milk of human kindness. Steinman ain't that kind, and frankly, I'm not even sure he's still human.
Grab that machine gun, Joe, and get ready for a fight. I eagerly await this episode's climax because it's going to be a comedy of repeated abuse of the elderly.
Thanks to Barry's mentorship, I've been cruising so far. I'm confident I'm going to surprise everyone.
Okay, Joe, here they come. Retreat back to emergency access to try to funnel them, one or two at a time, and minimize line of sight of the leadhead splicers. While you deal with that, this gauntlet is a good opportunity for more world building. When Andrew Ryan committed to Rapture's construction, he faced the daunting task of populating the city. Rapture was many things to Ryan: a shelter from the inevitability of nuclear war, a haven from the tyranny of government oversight on private enterprise, a rejection of societal imposed morality, and a gathering place for the brilliant, talented, and driven. He began discreetly recruiting individuals he believed would share his vision and thrive in a highly competitive and cutthroat laissez-faire society. Dr. Steinman was one such individual. A highly respected and innovative plastic surgeon in New York, his success and reputation made him exactly the kind of mover and shaker that would catch Ryan's eye. Steinman saw Adam as another opportunity for him to revolutionize his field, and he soon began using Adam on both his patients and himself. More on Steinman as the episode progresses.
Obama, it physically sickens me how much you get off on your little know-it-all lore yaps.
Old teacher's pet-sounding ass, am I right, folks? Last week I walked in on Obama reading the Bioshock Rapture paperback book while listening to a copy of the game's soundtrack on vinyl.
Easily the nerdiest shit I've ever heard.
You two clowns should be thanking me for doing all this research to try and enhance the experience for our viewers.
Playing video games is what passes as research to lefties. You heard it here first, folks. No wonder America was so cooked during the COVID charade.
Put the tinfoil hat away. Next you'll try and say it was Obama who was really the one colluding with Russia, and Tylenol causes autism. But hey, Barry, what's this hole in the wall?
Access points to Rapture's ventilation system. You'll see their relevance soon enough.
You promised me pretty, Steinman. You promised me pretty. Now look at me. Look at me!
What the hell was that?
Extreme body modification, buyer's remorse? Who could have predicted this?
The two of you are insufferable. Joe, this next area is the one I told you about. Just remember what I said and you'll be fine.
More hand-holding. Stop the madness.
You keep an eye peeled for Steinman. The daft bastard set up shop in the surgery wing. You want to find him? Just follow the blood.
Damn, this is kind of grisly, isn't it?
Above all, do no harm. Written in blood is peak irony.
Adam presents new problems for the professional. As your tools improve, so do your standards. There was a time I was happy enough to take off a wart or two, or turn a real circus freak into something you can show in the daylight, but that was then, when we took what we got. But with Adam, the flesh becomes clay. What excuse do we have not to sculpt and sculpted and sculpted until the job is done.
Steinman has a pretty crass view of his patients and beauty standards in general, referring to patients as, quote, circus freaks for whatever physical traits they had that he deemed unsightly. This disregard for empathy was common among Rapture's residents, and something you'll hear more of in the next couple audio logs.
On the surface, the parasite expects the doctor to heal them for free, the farmer to feed them out of charity. How little they differ from the pervert who prowls the streets looking for a victim he can ravish for his grotesque amusement.
Damn, gotta say, comparing poor people to perverts and PDF files is an unhinged take even for me.
Parasites is a moniker Ryan uses for basically anyone whose views differ from his own.
Remember when Hillary called Trump voters deplorables? Look around, folks. This is what the USA would have become under her regime.
Complete malarkey.
I was at German prison camp, only 16 years old when I realized I have love for science. German doctor, he make experiment. Sometimes he makes scientific error. I tell him of this error, and this make him angry. But then he asks, how can a child know such a thing? I tell him sometimes I just know. He screams at me, then why tell me? Well, I said, if you are going to do such things, at least you should do them properly.
Brigid Tenenbaum is another significant figure in Rapture, a German-born Jew.
That's not good.
Tenenbaum was sent to the Nazi concentration camp of Auschwitz at the age of 16. She witnessed the horrible experimentation that would take place on prisoners and realized she had a proclivity for the sciences. She would eventually begin assisting Nazi scientists in their experiments, earning her the nickname Das Wunderkind.
I'm thrilled there is an actual Nazi enjoyer in this game, so all the white knights and bored liberal cat moms can get a load of what real Nazi activities are like and hop the fuck up off my back.
He managed to find a place where everyone is more despicable than Donald Trump. I gotta say, I did not see that coming.
Joe, I hope this Nitro Splicer kabooms your head like JFK.
There's some pretty fun things you can do with those Nitro Splicer grenades a bit later on. For now, side strafe the grenades and don't get too close so you have time to react.
Did somebody order a 3-piece combo?
If I wasn't absolutely sure Joe was going to get rolled up into a blunt and smoked at the end of this episode, I'd be a little frustrated that so far his shooting has been pretty good.
I played a lot of Call of Duty back in my day. Your boy can still slang it when the chips are down.
Hey, activate the furnace behind you to get our first gene tonic. Unlike plasmids, which require active use and cost EVE, gene tonics offer passive bonuses with 3 categories. Combat tonics affect our offensive and defensive prowess. Physical tonics offer physiological bonuses such as better restoration or reduced EVE cost of plasmids. And engineering tonics that allow us to be a better hacker and inventor. This physical tonic, Hacker's Delight, provides some small health and EVE restoration after successfully hacking any machine. Equip it for now, Joe, at least until we get some stronger options later on. But, back to Donald's comment, I gotta say you've done a great job so far, Joe. You've been very economical with resources, hacked everything, used medical stations, scored headshots. I'm genuinely impressed.
Thanks, Barry. Because I'm just goated like that.
Wanders the halls. We rebuild our city, and the doubters sent a fly to spoil our home. 1,000 Adam to the man or woman who pins its wings.
Sounds like the HNIC knows we are here.
Flying really close to the sun with that one, Robinette. 1,000 Adam for beating your decrepit ass is sounding pretty good right about now.
Quick, Joe, that's the Incinerate plasmid. Shoot up real fast, and let's go show all those rioters and looters that it's not quite so funny when it's their shit getting lit on fire.
Light up foes to 1,000 degrees. Warning, fire spreads.
Yep, oh boyos, looks like we are surrounded.
Hit the oil spill with Incinerate.
Being burned alive is a really terrifying way to go, isn't it?
All roads in Rapture lead to Ryan. The security, the splicers, the big daddies, the little sisters. He pumps some kind of chemical scent in the air. Pheromones, they call it. Makes them all dance to his tune.
Ryan uses chemical brainwashing. But hang on, wait, if it's airborne, why isn't it affecting us? And why would he even need to brainwash them anyway? He has loads of money and Adam to pay them for an honest day's work, right?
Ryan doesn't strike me as the kind of person to leave things to chance and run the risk of getting outbid. A little chemically induced nudge in the right direction does seem to be on brand. But hang on, folks. It looks like Joe is about to take the first dirt nap of the series.
That was really close. And there's at least 2 splicers. This is really dicey, Joe.
Why the hell hell aren't my turrets mowing these losers down? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Damn Nitro Splicer blew it up.
Bioshock fans know the implications of those turrets being destroyed. Taking bets now on how many times Joe dies later on. I was thinking 3 with turrets intact. I think I'm raising that to 5 with them destroyed. What do you think, Obama?
1 to the first boss, 3 to the second, total of 4.
With friends like these, am I right, folks?
When you're done with this Splicer head downstairs, there's some ice blocking the path we can melt to access the dental offices, and another door with a damaged panel you can zap with Electro Bolt for some supplies.
All right, sounds good. Looks like we have another audio diary here as well.
Steinman, I know medical pavilion is your matter, but you might want to cogitate on this. Ocean water is colder than a witch's tit. You don't heat the pipes freeze. Pipes freeze, pipes burst. Then Rapture leaks. Now, I realise you're a posh sort of geezer, and frankly, I don't give a toss if you piss or go fishing. But once Rapture starts leaking, the old girl's never gonna stop. And then I'll be sure to tell Ryan he's got you to thank.
Bill was a down-on-his-luck handyman in New York City in 1946 when he got a plumbing repair gig at Andrew Ryan's penthouse. Ryan takes an interest in Bill due to his attention to detail and fair pricing, and the two converse about Bill's ambition to be an engineer and the beauty and opportunity of the capitalist economy of the U.S. of A. baby. A chunk of the Rapture novel by John Shirley is told from Bill's perspective, giving the reader a glimpse into some of Ryan's dealings, the building of Rapture, and life in the city leading up to the events of Bioshock 1.
At the German prison camp, they put me to work on genetic experiments on other prisoners. They call me das Wunderkind, the Wonder Child. Germans. All they can talk about is blue eyes and the shape of forehead. All I care about is why is this one born strong and that one weak? This one smart, that one stupid. All that killing. You think the Germans could have been interested in something useful?
Didn't the Nazis kill her family? And all it took for Tenenbaum to forget about that little detail and flip was access to their laboratories and genetic research to amuse her morbid curiosity.
I mean, under extreme circumstances, especially at a young age, she was probably willing to do whatever she had to in order to survive.
Yeah, all right, we'll see if you're still defending Mother Goose by the time this episode ends.
Hey, what the heck is going on? There's definitely about to be a jump scare. If they want the smoke, they can come and get it.
Hell yeah, the shotgun baby. You've been holding out on us, Sleepy Joe. I didn't realize you were packing heat like that.
Tenenbaum. Sometimes I pity the little freak. Such a tiny imagination. Content to sit there with the tanks of Adam tweaking and optimizing.
Oh, shit.
I need to create. Adam is a canvas of a genetic modification, but the plasmids are the paint.
Another very important character here, Yi Su-chong, is a Korean medical researcher, responsible for a great deal of the advancements in atom technology and for his work with Little Sisters and Big Daddies. There's a fair amount of muddy lore regarding his time in Rapture and some inconsistencies introduced in Bioshock 2 and Burial at Sea. I'll do my best to make sense of it when we get to those points, as his contributions to the state of Rapture are very significant.
Damn, look at all this wasted blood. The Red Cross is going to be fuming over this footage.
Joe, take a pill and settle down.
Gotta say, this game has some superb art direction and atmosphere, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Rapture is a very compelling setting.
Hey, who hit the lights? The sneak attack bullshit didn't work out so well for the last guy, bub.
What I'd give for a Splicer to hit Joe with Electro Bolt while he's knee-deep in this water.
There was definitely someone in here, and I think these doors open on the other side of this wall also. Homie thinks he's slick, but I got something for him.
Go ahead and equip Security Expert. It'll make hacking bots and cameras a bit easier.
Okay, time to bust a cap. Hey, that's not very nice.
Too bad he was spliced up, because he was an amazing doctor. Guy took one look at Joe and could tell his decrepit ass is riddled with dementia.
Hey, look, another plasmid vending machine. It's my lucky day.
Telekinesis is a versatile plasmid. Not only can you pick up and throw objects at splicers, but you can hold things in front of you to block incoming fire, intercept grenades, and grab items from otherwise out-of-reach locations. Go ahead and replace Incinerate for now. We will get more plasmid slots soon anyway.
Throw objects at foes. You can even catch grenades and throw them back.
Big fan of the plasmid ads. I love how they discuss ways to slaughter your enemies with such whimsy.
Clinical trial lot 23, Dr. Su-chong, client Fontaine Fisheries. Work on telekinesis plasmid proceeding well. Lifting objects at distance presents no problem. Moving objects through space, no problem. Cannot stop speeding bullet, but can catch it through a faster-moving object. Problem not with plasmid. Problem with reaction time. Suchong just get new idea for plasmid.
So it sounds like Suchong's job is conceptualizing, designing, and testing out new plasmids?
Good chance to hone your telekinesis on these nitro splicer grenades. And yes, Suchong worked alongside Bridget Tenenbaum to design the plasmids we see today. There is an interesting passage in the Rapture novel where Bill McDonough takes his pregnant wife, Elaine, to see Suchong and Tenenbaum for a routine obstetric exam. Their treatment of Elaine was described as, quote, like a butcher preparing to gut a chicken. Tenenbaum openly discusses having dissected many pregnant women in her heyday, much to Suchong's envy.
Right in front of a pregnant lady?
Yep, the McDonoughs are very unsettled by the encounter, as you can imagine.
Those big daddies are pretty menacing, aren't they?
You have no idea just how menacing they can be, Joey, my boy. But you're going to find out soon enough.
Yeah, all right, man. Steinman really likes his messages written in blood, doesn't he? Calling aesthetics a moral imperative is crazy work.
Just don't be ugly. Simple.
Why do we have two eyes? Is there some law that says we must? 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 ears, 2 breasts.
New frontrunner for most insane ambient dialogue.
Let that guy cook. The more breasts, the better.
You'll have to find some way to get through to surgery and Steinman. Chin up now. The Lord hates a quitter.
It's a standard procedure!
All right, I think I know what to do here. I'm going to catch a grenade and blow up this rubble. And now for a little game of hot potato. Telekinesis is really a great plasmid, isn't it?
Yep, aside from the obvious utility, you can KO splicers by throwing dead bodies into them at a very low EVE cost. So if you need to be frugal with resources, a little creativity with telekinesis can go a long way.
Today I had lunch with the goddess. Steinman, she said. I'm here to free you from the tyranny of the commonplace. I'm here to show you a new kind of beauty. I asked her, what do you mean, goddess? Symmetry, dear Steinman. It's time we did something about symmetry.
Steinman had hallucinations of the Greek goddess Aphrodite even before he came to Rapture, perhaps exacerbated by his use of cocaine and ether. Guy was on the train to Cuckoo Town long before the atom.
Kind of interesting, isn't it, that Steinman was kind of a nut, but he was a functional and successful member of society, fitting in well enough. But without any societal rules or morality, he dives right off the deep end. Is the lesson here that there are probably way more psychos like this than we realize all around us? And it's the thin line of jail and public scandal that keeps the monsters in the closet?
Be Joe. I mean, look at us. We have some amount of consequence for our actions, and yet we've done questionable shit anyway. Like, imagine if Bill Clinton was set loose in Rapture.
I did not have sexual relations with that splicer.
Aphrodite is walking the halls, shimmering like a scalpel. Steinman, she calls. Steinman, I have what you're looking for. Just open your eyes. And when I see her, she cuts me into 1,000 beautiful pieces.
Okay, Joe, Steinman is just ahead. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be. Hopefully he'll just give us the emergency access key and we can get the hell out of here.
Okay, we are finally about to see Joe get clapped. This occasion calls for a beer.
What can I do with this one, Aphrodite? She won't stay still! I want to make them beautiful, but they always turn out wrong! That one, too fat! This one, too tall! This one, too symmetrical! And now, what's this goddess? An intruder! He's ugly! 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 Ugly!
I'm 82 fucking years old, asshole. Not everyone ages like Martha Stewart.
He may be a splicer, but that Steinman is sharp as a tack as far as I can tell. You look like one of those piles of white dog shit that dried out in the sun. And Steinman is so based for seeing that.
Easy, Donald. He seems pretty pressed. He opened this fight by using Steinman's victim as a human shield and projectile, which is pretty crazy. You mind grabbing me a beer?
A toast to Joe getting unalived for being ugly. Body positivity be damned. The universe is healing.
I am definitely not toasting to that.
Will you two shut the hell up? I am trying to focus.
Focus on what? Your security bot is doing all the work? You're getting carried like anyone who uses spirit ashes in Elden Ring.
Focus on this.
Damn. Okay, I see you, Joe.
This one goes out to all my haters.
Well, no deaths due to Sleepy Joe's security bot holding Steinman's aggro the entire fight. Bots won't save you from what's coming.
It was time somebody took care of that sick bastard. Make sure you get the key off Steinman and head back to emergency access. I'm working my way to the backside of Port Neptune myself. We'll get there soon enough.
4-0 silk and down.
The nose looks terrific, Dr. Steinman. Doctor?
You know, looking at it now, I didn't realize how much her face sags. Scalpel?
Excuse me?
Scalpel.
Doctor, she's not booked for a facelift.
Let's just come in here and...
Doctor, stop cutting. Doctor, stop cutting. Get me the chief of surgery. Get me the chief of surgery now!
Why are you lugging around that canister, Joe?
You keep acting like I'm about to get my shit rocked, so I'm just bringing a little insurance is all. I'm not going out sour, you can count on that.
You sure you aren't getting a little nervous over there, Donald? Joe has been the MVP of our Darkest Dungeon series so far, a game you chose for us to play, by the way. Wouldn't it be goddamn hilarious if he was better than you at Bioshock also?
Seems like favoritism and bias from our editor, if you ask me. He made Joe's hideous mug our YouTube sprite. Guy's probably doing some shiesty editing to make it appear like Joe isn't asked at gaming.
Hey, did you guys see that?
Nah, it's just a dementia symptom. Take your pills and you'll be fine.
Maybe, but that's definitely not a symptom. That explosion just smote this big daddy.
And where there's a big daddy, there's likely a...
Yeah, this is the part I was most nervous about when letting Joe play this episode.
It's a little one. Here's your chance to get some Adam.
It's just you and me and all you tasty Adam I can drink.
Stay away from her, or it is you who will be shot next.
Easy now, Doctor. He's just looking for a wee bit of Adam. Just enough to get by.
I'll not have him hurt my little ones.
It's okay, lad. That's not a child. Not anymore, it ain't. Dr. Tenenbaum saw to that.
Bitte do not hurt her. Have you no heart?
Aye, that's a pretty sermon coming from the ghoul who cooked up them creatures in the first place. Took fine little girls and turned them into that, didn't you? Listen to me, boyo. You won't survive without the Adam those things are carrying. Are you prepared to trade your life, the lives of my wife and child, for Tenenbaum's little Frankensteins?
Here! There is another way. Use this. Free them from their torment. I will make it to be worth your while. Somehow.
Hello there, little girl. We'll just stay right there and let me figure this out. So that was Tenenbaum, the Jewish Nazi assistant from the logs. Kind of odd she just left this decision up to me instead of fighting me for the little sister, isn't it? I feel like we need the Adam, but can't the sister just give it to me? Why do splicers keep assaulting the children?
The irony of President Sniff Sniff asking that question is crazy.
Without getting too far ahead on lore, I'll try and explain your choice here, essentially. You can harvest all of the Adam from the little sister, but she will not survive without it. Or you can use the plasmid Tenenbaum gave you to expunge the Adam from her safely, but you will receive only half of the bounty, with Tenenbaum promising to make the deficit up to you.
Do we have any reason to believe Tenenbaum at this point?
Not really. She's an honorary Nazi. Definitely shouldn't be trusted. See, Reddit? See, Donald Trump is definitively anti-Nazi.
What do you think, Barry?
It's a very important decision, but I can't influence you much without spoilers. Look at the cowering child and do what your heart tells you, Joe.
Do what my heart tells me, huh? Well, let's see. I'm gonna eat her. Give me that sweet, sweet Adam.
Oh, God damn it, Joe.
Yes, art imitates life. Joe Biden, the terror of children, folks.
I need the Adam. Give it to me now. Wait, what the hell is this thing? It has the Adam. Gimme, gimme.
Words cannot express how disappointed I am in you, Joseph.
Adam should do the trick. You did the right thing. Just remember, them things aren't people no more. And it's Dr. Tenenbaum that got the thank for us.
Guys, what the hell just happened?
How can you do this thing to a child? But there are other little ones who have need of your help. Will you be as cruel to them?
If you cross paths with another of them gatherers garden machines, make sure you pick up a new plant or two. That's if the price ain't too dear, of course.
Guys, Did I do something bad just now?
Oh, hell no. The creepy old geezer who means well act isn't going to save you this time.
I'm a harvest enjoyer myself. Welcome to the dark side, Joe. Who would have thought ripping children to pieces for personal gain would be what brought you and I together as friends?
Might as well spend the atom your abhorrent ass just clawed out of the stomach of a child. Gatherer's Gardens were designed by Ryan Industries to streamline the plasmid market for the masses. Alongside accessibility, using the Little Sisters likeness as the mascot for the machines allowed Ryan to normalize splicing in the gathering done by Little Sisters. Just buy the health upgrade and armor shell for defense from physical attacks. You'll need all the survivability you can get for what's about to happen to you. And after what you just did, you deserve it.
If you felt so strongly about it, you should have said something. Atlas said I should do it, and he's been consistently helping us from day one. Who knows if we can trust Tenenbaum at this point anyway?
Our viewers have to be screaming at the screen right now over this.
Controversy is great for the content.
Killing kids for the content is wicked work.
Your ass is about to get beat over and over again for the content, and I'm here for it.
Not only are those little girls veritable atom factories, they're nearly indestructible. They regenerate any wounded flesh with stem versions of the dead cell. But their relationship with the implanted slugs is symbiotic. If you harvest the slug, the host will die. So you see, it's not like killing, Tenenbaum said. It's more like removing a terminal patient from life support.
See? Tenenbaum said all that to Steinman, but you think I'm the villain?
They are video game characters. You're a grown-ass man.
You're ready now. It's time to take on one of them big daddies. It won't be easy, but it's the only way to get to Little Sisters. And the atom they carry.
I was rooting for you before, but after what you just did, I hope you get screwed harder than a middle-class American.
I gotta re-up. You want another beer for the absolute cinema we are about to witness, Barack?
Yep, I brought snacks too.
Here's to Joe getting everything he deserves.
Y'all really hyped this up, but I'm beating his ass so far.
I love the way the sisters cheer on the big daddies. Kill him is an insane dialogue choice for a 5-year-old.
Little Sisters go through some really dark conditioning to acclimate them to Rapture and their atom harvesting duties, and the juxtaposition of their childhood innocence with their comfortability around blood and death is very disturbing. If we are blessed enough to carry this series into Bioshock 2, there's a great segment showing Rapture from a Little Sisters perspective. Very interesting stuff.
And there it is, folks. The first death of our series. Joe gets absolutely clobbered by the Big Daddy charge attack, and the crowd goes wild.
You going through the trouble of getting an applause track to celebrate an old man dying in a video game is kind of pathetic. Shouldn't you be running the country or something?
Nah, I kind of got bored of that shit. The second term is all about the chase. Once you have it, it kind of becomes a chore, honestly. But I guess a one-and-done commie loser like yourself wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
This commie loser smoked your ass in the election like brisket, and I'll never let you forget it. It's kind of interesting how the big daddies don't register you as a threat until you actually attack them. Seems like a bit of a design flaw, considering it lets you get the drop on them.
And even with that advantage, you're still about to get pounded like a cheap hooker.
Big Daddies were originally maintenance workers cooked up by Yisa Chung to perform dangerous work in and around Rapture. It wasn't until the advent of Little Sisters and the recycling of atom from corpses that Sechong began experimenting with using daddies to escort sisters, referred to as the Protector program.
Okay, Obama, pause the nerd shit for a minute. I'm finna lock in. Looks like electricity works really well and staggers big daddies out of their attacks, coupled with lobbing explosive canisters with telekinesis. And this isn't so bad. If I had more electric buck, this would already be over. Oh, son of a bitch.
Watching you get bit slapped like you're Chris Rock is never, ever going to get old.
Laugh while you can. You guys said 3 to 5 deaths, and I think I have it down after just the one. Just gotta create distance and put things in between myself and him so he can't get me with a charge attack.
Joke, 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 joke.
Oh, God damn it.
Hell yeah, that's 2. Beer me Barack.
Hadn't planned on getting drunk on a weeknight, but if this goes on much longer, I might have to get an Uber home. Just a reminder, Joe, you deserve this for what you did to the first little sister.
Bro harvested and got the extra atom so he could afford the health upgrade and the armor shell tonic, and he's still getting embarrassed.
Laugh it up, why don't you? This time I'm not messing around. I'm exploiting their lack of situational awareness to set this explosive canister trap, and then it's curtains.
Minus 1,000 aura for blowing yourself up in your own trap.
Aura aside, he might actually have it this time, Donald. He has almost enough electric buck to stun lock this bouncer to death. Only 2 deaths would be a really good effort for his first time taking on a big daddy, as much as I hate to admit that.
I will admit nothing and deny everything. It's definitely not my signature on Epstein's birthday card. And Joe will fumble like Tony Romo holding for a chip shot field goal in the playoffs against Seattle.
Hey, why the hell can't I move?
Holy shit, the little sister was just boxing Joe out. This is incredible.
Joe just got fucking tabletopped by a little sister like this is a middle school playground. And he didn't reload. It's over with. Absolute fucking cinema.
Complete malarkey. I was going to rescue her just so I could see what happens, but now I'm going to harvest the shit out of that little brat.
This is the happiest day of my life. Joe Biden, ancient demented menace of children, trips over a small child and dies. God really does love me. The world is healing. Hug your friends. Tell your family you love them. Make peace with your enemies, folks. The future has never been brighter.
I have to have hundreds of hours in the Bioshock series, and I've never seen a little sister get in on the action like that. She probably heard about what you did to the first sister and decided to cook up a little instant karma.
That little sister did more for the content than Joe ever has, and she's a goddamn NPC. Another round of cold ones, and we'll pour one out in honor of our new channel MVP, Little Sister number 2. What an absolute giga chad.
Screw you and the bathysphere you rode in on. You know, I expected Donald to be an insufferable twat waffle at every turn, but the way you're siding with him is a bad look for you, Obama.
You had a chance to beat both the Biden family drug addict jokes and child harassment allegations with one simple choice, and instead you decided to fiend for Adam like a spliced-up crackhead and abused a little girl for your own personal gain. I love you, buddy, but you got the big fat L you deserved for what you did, and I bet our viewers would agree with me.
I can't get over the little sister tush-pushing Joe like he's Jalen Hurts.
She snuck up behind you like Angel Reese going to get her own me-bound.
Crept up on him like an old friend from high school trying to pitch you a pyramid scheme.
Gave him a big ol' sniff from behind like he did Lucy Flores and Stephanie Carter.
Oh, how the turntables.
Both of you pricks 3 ways from Sunday. But anyway, this big bastard is finally down. Time to continue my villain arc.
Mr. Bubbles!
Aha, did you hear that? That was kind of sad, wasn't it? She really liked that big daddy, didn't she?
Well, her only other option for a father figure was Dr. Sushong. Can you blame her?
Joseph, you can't bring back that first little sister in this game or unsniff all those people in real life, but you can at least prevent a goddamn revolt from our viewers by saving this little sister. If you do, I'll DoorDash some Dairy Queen.
Oh, okay. DQ. On you? Well, why didn't you just say that the first time?
You saved me.
Hey, look, she looks normal again. Wait a minute. I guess Tenenbaum was really telling the truth? I mean, the lower Adam stinks, but the little sister was so appreciative.
You made the right choice, Joe. This sister is returning to the vents where she will be safe from any errant splicers.
That's nice and all, but you can't buy plasmids with good vibes, Joe.
Oh, I'm ready for dream time, Mr. Bubbles.
I wish we could tell Atlas that the sisters are savable. He has a wife and child. He'd probably be in favor of saving if he knew Tenenbaum's rescue plasmid works. Well, assuming she doesn't have something even more ghoulish in store for them, I guess we have to take her word at face value for now.
Are you almost back to emergency access? Come through as soon as you get there. You got Ryan's eye now. You won't hear them coming, but he'll be there before you know it.
Well, I suppose something good came of all this in the end. With Joe rescuing and harvesting one little sister each, all paths are still on the table. There's one last nitro splicer in between us and the bathysphere to Neptune's bounty. And it will be time for Joe to relinquish the sticks for my first episode of this series. There's tons of lore to dig into there regarding Rapture's commerce, Ryan's battles with Frank Fontaine over smuggling and contraband, new weapons, plasmids, and splicer variants, and our first tango with Rosie Big Daddies and their powerful rivet guns.
Let's not forget Joe got his ass beat 3 times this episode by a single Big Daddy, making this the most glorious video on our channel to date. I want to give some special shout outs to Based God and Content MVP Little Sister number 2, to all of our OG Darkest Dungeon fans who are coming along for this new series, and to all of the newcomers who have joined recently for this adventure in the world of Bioshock.
We really appreciate everyone who shows up and spends some time here. Be sure to check out some of our other content while you wait on episode 3 of this series. Subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on new content. And so the Thinker knows to recommend our channel to more folks like you.
Don't count your boy Jay Blizzy out of the death competition just yet. If you choose to splice, please do so responsibly, and we will see you all next time.
Security alert deactivated. Thank you for your patience.
I don't know how you managed it, but you did. Come through to Port Neptune now. I'm looking forward to shaking your hand.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 3 of Presidents Play Bioshock. This week, your favorite U.S. presidents are going to investigate Fontaine's smuggling operation in Neptune's bounty.
Now you have had the pleasure of Andrew Ryan's company. He's the one who built this place, and he's the one who ran it into the ground. Nobody knows exactly what happened. Maybe he went mad. Maybe the power got to him. Maybe he just decided he didn't like people. Whichever way you slice it, good men died. My family's in a submarine hidden in the foundation of Fontaine Fisheries. I'll meet you there.
Atlas sure isn't a fan of Andrew Ryan, huh?
Everyone loves to hate the man on top. I know a thing or two about that myself.
And you've earned every bit of it.
Is a man not entitled to the backlash he solicits?
Speaking of backlash, did either of you check out the comments from episode 2? Joe got absolutely clocked by our viewers for harvesting Little Sister number 1, and I couldn't be happier about it.
Yep. And I need to clear some things up about that, actually.
Wait, before you do, zoom in real fast. That Splicer's got a dumpy on her, doesn't she?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look, to set the record straight, our viewers were absolutely right for clobbering Joe last week, but there seems to be a misconception that we are locked to the quote, bad ending, due to that harvest. I touched on this at the end of the episode, but it's actually still possible for us to get the good ending, as long as neither of you get the Adam Sweats and harvest any more Little Sisters.
Boo, everyone always does the good ending. Live a little, folks. Variety is the spice of life after all.
Calling slaughtering children the spice of life should be a one-way ticket to the gulag, you goddamn monster. But up ahead, you'll see our very first Rosie Big Daddy. Rosies differ from bouncers in that they are ranged combatants, utilizing their rivet gun and proximity mines in combat, as opposed to the bouncer's drill. Their attacks are generally more difficult to avoid and can drop you very quickly on survivor difficulty, so I won't be taking him on just yet.
And that's why no one will remember your name.
Your garden is overgrown and your cucumbers are soft.
Gotta be one Ed, and Eddie fan watching this video, right?
Yeah, alright, it's just good sense at this point. There's some new tools in Neptune's bounty I want to pick up before I start trying to tackle Rosie's. Don't you worry, there will be plenty of Big Daddy action later in the video.
In any other context, the phrase Big Daddy action would cause Bill to spontaneously appear in his gimp suit ready for a pounding. You guys think he's still in good spirits after getting thrown in the Hamlet dungeon?
I don't want to think about the state of the darkest dungeon Hamlet right now, Donald. We are playing this game as an escape to avoid thinking about how bad things have gotten for us.
I don't want to think about him being executed either, but we are going to have to figure out a plan at some point.
I'm going to stop at this Gatherer's Garden to purchase an extra plasmid slot and pick up the Sonic Boom Plasmid, which offers great short to mid-range crowd control by blasting splicers to the ground, leaving them wide open for shotgun or machine gun mag dumps. Enjoy this Sonic Boom promotional ad from Ryan Industries.
Knock foes back with hurricane force. Laugh as they bounce off the wall.
What a fantastic idea for a plasmid. Su Chong really cooked with this one. Do you have an older relative holding your inheritance hostage? Do you live in a conservative state and your mistress just hit you with the old double line on a clear blue? Is there an annoying nursing home resident trying to steal a Democratic presidential election from you by rigging voting machines and bringing long-deceased demo cunts back from the dead as mail-in voters? All you need is Sonic Boom, a flight of stairs, and some good old-fashioned plausible deniability, baby. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Did you hear all that, folks? Everyone's upset with me, and Donald just gets a pass for being an actual demon. Disclaimer, we do not offer familial, relationship, or political advice on this channel. If you choose to vote for reality TV stars and Splice, you do so at your own risk.
Equally insane decisions.
We're putting all the bathyspheres in lockdown until further notice. Ryan had us install some kind of genetic device into the thing, so only Ryan and his inner circle will be able to use them without dispensation. But the boys tell me the keys are pretty unreliable. Sisters, cousins, anybody in the ballpark genetically will be able to come and go as they see fit.
Sullivan is Ryan's chief of security and problem solver. He spends a great deal of time in the early 1950s investigating Fontaine Fisheries for proof of smuggling, but he struggles to find hard evidence while ducking assassination attempts along the way.
So at some point Ryan had Sullivan try and limit bathysphere access to Ryan's family and inner circle, huh? Good thing the code was janky so we are able to use them still. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to progress.
Crazy that such pivotal information is revealed so early in the game, isn't it? But honestly, it's a genius move. Locking down certain sections of Rapture would allow Ryan and his friends to create a safe haven in Hephaestus while thinning out the number of splicers he had to deal with, since they'd surely devolve into infighting over Adam.
Yeah, but we are getting a little ahead of ourselves. I want to take you back to the late 1940s to discuss a man named Frank Gorland. He was running a bar by the docks in New York when he overheard that wealthy businessman Andrew Ryan was leading a secret project in the Atlantic. A clever con man, always on the lookout for the next big score, Gorland starts investigating the construction of Rapture and learns that local fisherman Frank Fontaine is supplying Ryan's men with meals. Recognizing this as his opportunity to get closer to Ryan's project, Gorland murders Frank Fontaine and assumes his identity. Over the next few years, Gorland runs a successful fishing operation to impress Ryan and makes several attempts to request an invite to the undersea colony. In 1948, Gorland, now Frank Fontaine, is finally given an audience with Sullivan and offered his very own one-way ticket to Rapture. Frank would waste no time setting up Fontaine Fisheries in the lower wharf of Neptune's bounty, laying the groundwork for his inevitable feud with Andrew Ryan.
I don't remember any of that actually being mentioned in the game. Is that more book lore, Barack? Is that book even canon, or are you shoving a bunch of fan fiction down our viewers' throats? I know how you lying lefties just love your fake news.
Ken Levine, creative lead for Bioshock 1, consulted with author John Shirley on the events and plot of the Bioshock Rapture novel and approved of its final release. While Ken is a controversial figure, especially given some of the things he did with Bioshock Infinite, I consider the general approval of the creative lead and the way the novel really enriches the Bioshock world building to be valuable enough to discuss for the purposes of our videos.
I didn't hear a yes or a no anywhere in that word salad. Typical wishy-washy politician.
Atlas radioed on ahead. Says you were looking for an invite to the fisheries. Nuts, I say. But if in your heads up to the Wharfmaster's office and find old Peach a research camera, maybe I could manage an invite. What was that? My friend, you are fucked.
Barry, look out. It's one of those Spider-Man cosplayers from before.
It's actually the exact same spider splicer that killed Johnny in Welcome to Rapture. Her name is Rose, and she is a unique and extra powerful spider splicer. These splicers are very quick, acrobatic, and aggressive, which makes Sonic Boom an excellent choice to disable them and create space.
You aren't kidding, our machine gun is barely tickling her. We could sure use one of those murder bots that Atlas chased her off with right about now.
Peach, if you want our help, get your bitch ass out here and contribute, damn it.
You hold tightly. I'm sending something fierce to watch your back.
Hell yeah, another murder bot, baby.
Yep, every 28 days, lady.
That one's too tough for you. Look on the conveyor belt. You'll find something to keep you alive. Now, go get that camera, and then snapshots of those that crawls on the ceiling. Then I'll let you into the fisheries. Just remember, sonny friend, I smell an ounce of Fontaine on you, and I'll have you in a box. Atlas gives you the vouch, but I ain't turning my eye just on his say-so.
A grenade launcher in an underwater city, I mean, what could go wrong, right?
Grown man jumping at ghosts. Fontaine's dead, and everybody knows it. In the ground for months, and half the place still jumping at his shadow. Christ, even Ryan. You never mind all that. We got work to do.
You know, Fontaine must have really made a name for himself down here for everyone to still be spooked by a dead man. So the guy is a con artist, fisherman, and smuggler, right? I get he was dangerous, but how bad could he really have been?
We have several audio logs this episode from a few different individuals that will illustrate just how dangerous and influential Frank Fontaine was. As bad as Ryan is, Fontaine was just as bad, if not worse. Get a load of this next log from Chief Sullivan.
Jesus, man, it smells like George R.R. Martin looks down here.
Mr. Ryan asked me personally to make this clear to you. You give us Fontaine, and this whole filthy ring of his, and you'll be knocking back pints up at the Fighting McDonough's. But if you prefer to play the mule, we'll treat you like a mule. Give him a taste, Patrick. What's that? Change of heart, Timmy? Timmy! Ready to talk now?
Go on, Sullivan. Go on, do your dirty. Whatever Ryan thinks he can do to me, Fontaine can do double!
Damn, guy's strung up and being electrocuted and won't give up Fontaine because he's more scared of him than Ryan and Sullivan? That's pretty nuts. Guess we got kind of lucky. Fontaine was already dead by the time we got here. Ryan is bad enough.
Oh, you sweet summer child. And don't think we didn't see you almost blow yourself to smithereens with that point-blank shot with the grenade launcher Obama. You've had a couple of close calls this episode already, and the hard sections of this level haven't even begun yet. All that dorky-ass nerd knowledge about the Bioshock universe isn't going to stop the Rosies from blowing more holes in you than the plot of Burial at Sea.
Seems like old Peach knows where to find a research camera. He seems a decent enough sort. No doubt he'll wait until after you've done his errands to stick a shiv in your belly.
Close calls don't count for anything, Donald, and to be fair, you aren't entirely wrong about Burial at Sea being a bit of a mess, but I'm going to do my very best to tidy it up once we get there. For now, here's Andrew Ryan realizing Fontaine is intent on being a thorn in his side.
This Fontaine fellow is somebody to watch. Once he was just a menace, to be convicted and hung. But he always manages to be where the evidence isn't. He's the most dangerous type of hoodlum. The kind with vision.
It's occurred to me I'm not exactly sure what it is that Ryan suspected Fontaine of smuggling into Rapture.
Ryan has a strict policy of isolation from the surface world to prevent Rapture's discovery, so any goods from the surface would be considered contraband. Popular items included books, Bibles, beef, and pork, and essentially anything not manufactured in Rapture that there was a lucrative demand for.
Trump Bibles being illegal in Rapture is Andrew Ryan's only major L.
Something must be done about Fontaine. While I was buying buildings and fish futures, he was cornering the market on genotypes and nucleotide sequences. Rapture is transforming before my eyes. The great chain is pulling away from me. Perhaps it's time to give it a tug.
And here we have an intro to what Fontaine spent that smuggling money on. In 1951, Fontaine communes with Yi Suchong and Brigid Tenenbaum about their interest in atom research and Ryan's skepticism and unwillingness to commit to fully funding their project. Intrigued by the possibility of altering genetics with atom, the trio strike a deal to experiment with it under Ryan's nose. Fontaine offers to provide funding and exploit local criminals as test subjects, in exchange for the pair keeping the project quiet and cutting Ryan out of the deal.
Okay, forget what I said earlier. Missing the opportunity to get in on the ground floor of atom research is Ryan's biggest L. I mean, Suchong and Tenenbaum are both Looney Tunes, and magic sea slug goo that gives people superpowers is a hell of a sales pitch, but it seems like exactly the kind of cutting-edge science and innovation that Ryan built Rapture to cultivate.
Imagine being an extreme capitalist, big-shot businessman and getting science cucked by a fisherman. Had to be quite a blow to Ryan's ego.
Quote, science cucked is an insane phrase, Joseph. But yes, believe it or not, it wasn't until around 5 years later in 1956 when Ryan finally realizes he has to make a move to get into the atom business. By then, splicing was already emerging as a major issue in Rapture.
The research camera looks just like one you'd see topside. According to this magazine article I scrounged up, it can also analyze genetic information, parse biological structures, and lots of other $5 words.
Not gonna lie, I really don't remember the research camera aspect of this game fondly. I mean, I know we are in an undersea civilization built in the mid-1900s with genetic modification via sea slug goo, and yet a camera that somehow makes you shoot the people you photograph better still seems like a ludicrous concept. Plus, it's a bit tedious to snap the photos, and I hate the way the screen goes out of focus whenever you pull the camera out. It isn't as bad as the hacking minigame, and the rewards are nice, but let's try and get the research out of the way. ASAP.
Agreed, another gameplay aspect that Bioshock 2 significantly improves upon, and I forgot how much goddamn security there is in the Wharf Master's office. There's more cameras and turrets in here than there are outside Andrew Ryan's fucking office, I swear to God.
If the terror of Yemen himself, Barack Obama's first death of this series is getting blown to smithereens by the 1960s version of a drone strike, right after Joe Hide Your Kids Biden tripped over a small child and died last episode, I just might actually piss myself laughing.
I'm never gonna live that down, am I?
Absolutely the fuck not.
Yeah, all right. I said I'd save the sisters since it seems like Tenenbaum's rescue plasmid works. I only harvested the first sister because I didn't know any better, and it's my first time playing this video game and I wanted to see what would happen. Definitely not because I was fiending for a hit of Adam like I'm Tyrone Biggums. Meanwhile, Donald referred to himself last episode as a, quote, harvest enjoyer. I'm not the one everyone should be worried about, folks.
Yeah, Donald, we are going to have to come to some sort of an agreement here, man. Rescuing the sisters in Bioshock 1 is better for the plot, especially in retrospect, the further we get into the series.
A genius businessman such as myself knows that altruism is a load of commie bullshit, especially in Rapture. I know my boy Andrew Ryan would agree with me on this. You two are starting to sound like Sophia Lamb with this goody two-shoes garbage. I might be willing to see things your way, but you're gonna have to sweeten the pot for me a little, because I hold all the power next episode in Arcadia, and if I'm not convinced otherwise, I'm taking the atom slugs for myself. Sisters be damned, and using it to splice some of Fontaine's hair grow tonic, so I can have an incredible head of hair and finally ditch this fucking toupee.
You know, I've been watching the recent episodes of South Park. Donald, does Fontaine also have a plasmid to help out with your little tiny microscopic baby dick?
Okay, that's enough from both of you. Donald, I have an arrangement in mind, but we aren't going to discuss it on camera right now. And speaking of cameras, the research camera is in this office. Let's everyone calm down, snap some photos of splicers, check out the rest of the wharf, and save some sisters before heading back to Fontaine Fisheries.
Good. You got the camera. Now get me some snaps on those spider splicers. And don't come back down here till you got my research.
This photo kind of looks like shit. An A grade is really generous. Must be being graded on those USA public school grading scales where nobody is allowed to fail or the funding gets cut.
Literally training an entire generation to be lazy parasites. Andrew Ryan wouldn't stand for this kind of crap, and neither will I.
Donald just glossing over how he didn't even take his own SATs and college entrance exams.
Fake news, Kenyon!
Guy's in no position to criticize anyone's approach to schooling. That being said, yeah, I'm not quite sure why the photos are so indiscernible. I even played with the video settings to try and fix it. Not really an issue though. We won't be showing many photos anyway. We just showed the first few for the damage bonus to spider splicers pop up. But here we have the security bullseye plasmid, the single most busted tool in all of Bioshock 1. It redirects all of Ryan's security systems to target whoever is hit by it, so you can manipulate hostile turrets, cameras, and bots into attacking the enemy of your choosing instead of you. I'll demonstrate why it's so busted later on, but for now, enjoy this security bullseye ad from Ryan Industries.
Trick the security system. Set security bots and turrets on your enemies.
Hang on, I thought we were playing on Survivor difficulty for the challenge? Don't tell me you plan on cheesing the damn game with security bullseye. What's even the point then? You might as well throw the whole death competition out the window.
Is it really that overpowered, Obama? Kinda unfair that you had me play 2 episodes without it and gave yourself the first episode with it, isn't it?
Oh, so when shit's rigged against you, it isn't so funny. Huh, Joe? Well, I can't blame you for clocking Obama for this. I know the kind of lazy crap you can do with security bullseye, and if Obama is willing to do something so terribly uninteresting for the content for the sake of trying to win a death competition in the game he chose, then it's proof he's trash at gaming, and I've lost what little respect I might have had for him.
I'll address it in a minute. Quiet down for this important audio log.
This little sea slug has come along and glued together all the crazy ideas I've had since the war. It doesn't just heal damaged cells, it resurrects them. I can bend the double helix. Black can be reborn white, tall, short, weak, strong. But the slugs alone are not enough. I'll need money. And one other thing.
So, she gets the money to play God with Adam from Fontaine, but what's the other thing she needs?
In due time, Joe. Now, to address concerns about Security Bullseye, there's really just one specific interaction Security Bullseye has that makes it kind of game-breaking. I'm going to show it later on, and you and Donald are both free to use it once each yourselves, but how about after that we avoid that particular interaction for the sake of gameplay integrity?
I guess that's fair.
What do you say, Donald?
Fine, I guess. Once each lets us conserve some resources in the early game and spam research photos of security bots to get that crap out of the way as quickly as possible so we can unlock auto-hacking of disabled bots and preserve some of our editor's sanity. The amount of time he spends editing out the hacking minigame is crazy.
I sure as shit don't have the time to spend dozens and dozens of hours per video editing. You think that guy will ever go outside and touch grass?
Not a chance.
There are better odds of Donald pronouncing acetaminophen correctly than that guy ever touching grass. But I'm going to play a couple of pretty significant audio logs in the Rapture post office while I grab the last spider splicer photo we need for Peach. Here's a glimpse into how desperate Ryan got to maintain control of Rapture as things really got out of hand in the late 1950s.
The death penalty and Rapture. Council's in an uproar. Riots in the streets, they say. But this is the time for leadership. Action must be taken against the smugglers. Any contact with the surface exposes Rapture to the very parasites we fled from. A few stretched necks or a small price to pay for our ideals.
Hanging people for the sake of your ideals is some wicked work.
Yeah, and here's Sullivan's take on it.
Hanging now, is it? That's what we've come to? Now look, I don't make the laws here, I just enforce them. But I didn't come to Rapture to string men up for running contraband. If Ryan and his crew have their law, then they can have my badge.
Huh, I guess even Ryan's enforcer reached his limit with the head honcho's extremism. Kinda makes me respect Sullivan. At some point you can't just keep following orders.
Don't run away from me!
Well, that should about do it. Head on back to Fontaine Fisheries when you're ready, would you kindly?
Oh, okay, I think we will, Atlas.
Just like the Pied Piper led rats through the streets, Joe dances like a marionette, swaying to the symphony.
Can't believe Megadave is finally hanging it up after all these years. I still remember a relative gifting me a copy of Countdown to Extinction he burned onto a CD.
Nobody watching this under the age of 30 is going to know what the hell burning a CD means.
Those were the good old days, weren't they? Downloading sketchy copies of songs off LimeWire to make your own mixes. Infecting your parents' computer with malware. Just so damn classic. We were a proper country once.
The hell do you mean your parents' computer? You're about to turn 83 years old.
Here we have the Scrounger Physical Gene Tonic, a pretty useful reward for researching thuggish splicers. It allows you to do a single re-roll of the loot found in corpses and environmental items like crates and cabinets. Very handy if you are finding uninspiring loot. You do have to be careful, however, as it is certainly possible to re-roll and get worse loot than was originally offered to you. A bit of a gamble, but with some tact it's pretty useful, especially for how early you can acquire it.
Fun fact, utilizing the Scrounger Gene Tonic is how the Democrats were able to re-roll all those votes overnight in Pennsylvania in 2020.
Wait, what?
Haha, get fucked, Donald.
See, folks, I knew that shit was rigged.
Okay, kids, settle down. We are entering a pretty neat area here, the Fighting McDonough Tavern, which of course belonged to the protagonist of the Bioshock Rapture novel, Bill McDonough. I quite enjoyed Bill's journey, as it illustrates how folks might be enticed into moving to Rapture, and how Ryan expertly wielded his conviction, charisma, and bank account to lure folks to the underwater civilization and proselytize them to his way of thinking.
The thought of me wife and child hiding in that filthy submarine makes me blood boil. Help me get them to safety and I'll be in your debt for life.
I met Ryan the day me and the lads were installing the bathroom plumbing up in his Posh Park Avenue digs. Oi, says he, what's with all the brass fittings? General contractor had me down for the tip. Well, I says, I suppose it's the contractor then who'll be bailing out your loo once a fortnight, is it? If it's price you're worried about, I'll be picking up the brass, so not to worry, Squire. And why would you be doing that, says he? Well, Mr. Ryan, profit or not, no man bails water out of privies built by Bill McDonough. Next day I finds out I'm Ryan's new general contractor.
Hard-working folks finally getting their break professionally because of the good, honest work they do. Damn it, you gotta love it.
And that's how we know this story is fiction.
Bill would come to wish he hadn't taken that job given what Rapture became, but for a while he was happy as Andrew Ryan's right-hand man, and about as close a thing as Ryan had to a real friend. Here's Bill voicing some of his concerns about the state of Rapture after the advent of Adam.
Rapture's changing, but Ryan can't see the wolves in the woods. This Fontaine fella, he's a crook and a proper tea leaf, but he's got the Adam, and that makes him the governor. Sinking the profits back into bigger and better plasmids, building them Fontaine poorhouses, or like Fontaine recruiting centres. Before we know it, bloke's gonna have an army of splicers. And we're gonna have ourselves a whole heap of miseries.
So hard-working. Everyman Bill is saying Fontaine was giving handouts as thinly veiled, weaponized altruism as a means of fostering dependence and securing loyalty to further his political and financial goals? Gee, I wonder what political party that sounds like.
That's an asinine comparison, and you know it. You take all the Hitler comparisons very personally. Don't turn around and do the same thing by comparing us to Fontaine.
Oh, fine. I was just taking the piss anyway. Don't get your catheter in a twist over it. A trip and fall at your age, and it's curtains.
I'm closing in on the whole ring. I'd pat myself on the back, but let's face it, these aren't exactly bloodthirsty desperados we're talking about. Rapture's full of poets, artists, and tennis players, not hired gorillas. But this leader of theirs, this Fontaine, He seems to know his way around a grift. He keeps his nose clean, but not so clean that the right people don't know he's not to be trifled with.
Diane, my dear, I'm sorry, but I'll be late again tonight. Rosenberg is demanding to speak about this Fontaine business. I'm trying to build a proper financial market, and this idiot keeps going on about atom this, genetic modification, that. I'll go spend an hour pretending to pay attention to the poor fellow and be home as soon as I can.
Again, kind of bizarre to me that Ryan would build this place to allow for innovation and experimentation without oversight, then have someone try and explain to him there's a new way to give people literal superpowers, and Ryan just doesn't take it seriously whatsoever.
I guess it was just so beyond what's possible it seemed absurd. I mean, this was the early 1950s. Personal computers weren't even a thing yet. Even in 2025, some 70 years later, people are skeptical about new technology. Folks are still nervous about the concept of self-driving cars, robotic surgery, Amazon Alexas in their house spying on them. Probably, hell, people are horrified at the concept of AI in general. With the way technology has rapidly advanced, I think we are a lot closer to something like genetic modification and plasmids being conceivable now than they were during Rapture's heyday. And even now, people would look at you like you were a stark raving lunatic if you tried to convince them a shot of slug goo could turn them into a Marvel character.
Yeah, and at the point this audio log was recorded, Ryan still firmly believed the market would self-regulate, and he didn't need to be involved. If people wanted to shoot up whatever cocktails Fontaine the fisherman was cooking up, then so be it. He respected Fontaine's business savvy and liked a little competition in a way, but he didn't yet see Fontaine as a true and credible threat to him. And as he saw himself and Rapture as synonymous, he thus didn't see Fontaine as a real threat to Rapture either. Besides, if Ryan got too involved with people's business dealings, he ran the risk of appearing a bit hypocritical, since his entire Rapture sales pitch hinged on total freedom, as illustrated by this audio log from Bill McDonough.
Mr. Ryan, I believe in Rapture, but that doesn't mean we always win. Fontaine Futuristics is the biggest thing going in Rapture. So let me be plain. When we arrest that tow rag Fontaine for his thieving and smuggling, we must make it clear that we won't touch his business interests. We sit on the council because these poor sods trust us, not because God gave us a chair.
It's been a while since I addressed this between all of your audio diaries and lore yaps, but the amount of times you've hit the near-death warning and somehow not gone down for the count is bordering on unbelievability. Is there a health gate or something in this game? I feel like I remember Joe getting smoked from half HP by the bouncer last episode, blowing right through the near-death warning, yet you've taken shots at very low HP and still gotten the warning and been given time to get into cover. Like right there. Again, what are the actual mechanics here?
Yeah, I remember getting left with 1 health from a couple bouncer hits, but I think the charge attack took me out from damn near 3/4 of my HP with no health gate to fall back on. Do you know how that works, Obama?
I'm honestly not 100% sure. The wiki suggests there's no health gate on Survivor as opposed to other difficulties, but it does seem to be active for most damage sources. I do know that certain attacks seem to ignore it, however, like bouncer charges and rosy rivet guns. I couldn't really find an answer after a cursory Googling. Maybe one of our viewers knows exactly how it works. For now, that's my best understanding from anecdotal experience. I do need to play another log here from Mariska Lutz regarding the mysterious disappearance of her daughter, Masha. Buckle up, folks, it's about to get pretty grim.
Darling Masha, we don't know what has happened to you. Ryan's men have taken you away and said you are needed to save Rapture. Who needs a child to save a city? But I see these little girls crawling out of these vents, and I only wonder if you might one day crawl out of this vent and find this note. We look for you, but if you find this, come to us. It's a Fighting McDonald's in room number 7. The code to our room is 7533. We miss you, our darling child.
Oh man, I really hope Masha wasn't little sister number uno.
Here's the Lutz's room at the Fighting McDonald's.
Oh no.
Ah, damn, they found out what Joe did and just couldn't cope.
We saw our Masha today. We barely recognize her. That's her, Sam said. You're crazy, I told him. That thing? That is our Masha? But he was right. She was drawing blood out of a corpse by Fontaine Fisheries. And then when she was done, she walked off hand in hand with one of those awful golems. Masha!
Gotta say, looting the Lutz's corpses while we listen to Mariska lament the abduction and conversion of her child to a little sister, using scavenger to search them both twice, and then wrenching a creme-filled cake from their cold dead fingers is the most unhinged thing I've ever seen Barack do. Even I felt a little icky watching that happen.
Petty necro-larceny aside, Barry, I need you to tell me the truth. I didn't harvest Masha in the medical pavilion, right? Please tell me I didn't. I can't go on not knowing. I'm finna crash out.
We do learn a little more about Masha much later on in the series, but I feel like you deserve to have to sweat a little over your crimes.
Look, Barry, I appreciate you trying to avoid spoilers and maintain some narrative integrity so I can have a fairly organic experience for my first playthrough, but I'm not going to be able to sleep at night unless I know. Can you please just tell me this one single little thing? I promise I won't harvest any more little sisters, I swear.
Don't tell him a damn thing, Barack. Let him sweat.
Donald isn't wrong. You did this to yourself, Joe. Look, I'll mull it over while we listen to this audio diary from Tenenbaum.
As the respectable labs have all turned me away, I have turned to Fontaine smugglers in Port Neptune for supplies. Fontaine's men are pigs. They spit, they stink. But they deliver, and they don't ask questions. They're all terrified of Fontaine. He reminds me a bit of the Germans. So efficient. It wouldn't surprise me if he were soon running things down here.
Kinda crazy the game rewards you by increasing your vitality when you sneakily and creepily photograph little 5-year-old girls, isn't it?
The Little Sister research bonus subtly implies to me that Bioshock's creative director Ken Levine might canonically be an adrenochrome enjoyer like me. That was absolutely not on my bingo card.
That's total nonsense.
You heard it here first, folks.
Maybe he wasn't an enjoyer himself. Maybe harvesting Adam from Little Sisters was Ken trying to low-key expose the wealthy elites for the way they treat children during adrenochrome extraction. Bioshock came out in 2007, and Pizzagate wasn't until 2016. Ken was really ahead of the game, wasn't he?
I don't know, Joe. Could all just be one big misdirection from the writing team. Like trying to guilt trip us into saving the sisters could just be virtue signaling to divert suspicion, but they slipped up by leaving the Little Sister research bonus in the game, exposing their true colors. It could all be one great big false flag operation, Joe. Where the hell is my tinfoil hat?
Oh, you can borrow this one. I always have an extra one with me after I learned about all those conspiracy theories surrounding George Bush in episode 4 of Darkest Dungeon.
You two should never cook again.
Thanks, Joseph, but switching gears, I think Barack might be deep-fried here. He accidentally hit a little sister with a nitro splicer grenade, and he's aggroed the Rosie without being able to do any pre-fight preparation. Get the popcorn ready, buddy!
First off, everything these two dipshits said about Ken was absolutely just a joke. Please don't sue us for goofing off. Secondly, I did accidentally hit the sister with the grenade. But big daddies don't really take I'm sorry very seriously. I think the best thing to do is to just hightail it out of here and regroup. I don't have the firepower or health packs on hand to 1v1 a Rosie from full health in close quarters like this.
Wait, you're just running away from the consequences of your actions? Stand and fight like a man, you goddamn coward?
Anywho, back to Masha Lutz. Joe, the sisters have about 4 different models they use in Bioshock 1 with different hair and dress colors. Masha is depicted in Burial at Sea as wearing a pink dress with dark hair. If you go back to episode 1, both little sisters we encountered used this model.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So it's possible Little Sister 1 was Masha? Damn, I really am the bad guy, aren't I?
That also means that content MVP and certified GigaChat Little Sister number 2 could have been Masha as well, right? As much as I'd like to twist the knife in Joe by pushing the narrative Masha was the sister he harvested, I think the possibility of her being sister number 2 is a more entertaining headcanon, to be honest.
To put this to rest, there's no indication as to which sister is Masha in Bioshock 1. Without giving you too many spoilers, Joseph, I will say that the series does eventually imply that if you do the good ending in Bioshock 1, Masha eventually gets a happy ending.
Oh, thank you, 8-pound, 6-ounce newborn infant Jesus. Don't even know a word yet.
I like to picture Jesus in a tuxedo t-shirt, cause it says, like, I want to be formal, but I'm here to party too.
I saw one of the smugglers having a game of catching on the docks today. And this surprised me because his hands were crippled during the war. He was unloading the barge the other day when he was bitten from the sea slug. He woke up the next morning and he found he could move his fingers for the first time in years. I asked him if he still had that sea slug. As luck would have it, he did.
That was Bridget Tenenbaum on the discovery of the Atom Slug. By chance, one was scooped up in a fishnet in 1950, and once she saw the result of contact with the slugs, Tenenbaum began secretly purchasing and experimenting with them. But I think this is as good a time as any to take down our first rosy Big Daddy and demonstrate why security bullseye is completely absurd. All you have to do is trip a security alarm via hostile cameras or a failed hack into an alarm tile, tag a Big Daddy with security bullseye, and kick back and enjoy the show.
Now the eggs are in the scramble. We picked up Timmy Yates right after midnight. Either Ryan will be taking down Fontaine, or Fontaine will be taking down Ryan. We'll be interviewing poor Timmy needs Fontaine Fisheries. If you're up for entertainment, the code's 5380.
So, redirecting the hostile security bots to fight the daddy instead makes a lot of sense to me. But the alarms are only a minute long and the Rosies can probably shoot them down pretty quickly, right? Then you're stuck having to trip another alarm for more bots while a pissed off daddy breathes down your neck? Seems extremely resource efficient and all, and diverting fire from you is always a good thing. But am I missing why it's the most game-breaking thing available? To the point you're going to semi-ban it?
In theory, it's amazing, but there'd still be the possibility that the daddy targets you, at the very least in between alarms. However, Big Daddies do not register being tagged with security bullseye as a hostile action, meaning you can repeatedly send bots after them and never ever draw aggro.
Yeah, it completely breaks the Big Daddy AI. As long as you have a little Eve and access to an alarm, you can theoretically trivialize every single Big Daddy in the game, and you can even backtrack to the medical pavilion for use on that first bouncer encounter also. Since it kinda goes against the spirit of playing on survivor difficulty, I absolutely agree with the ban on using security bullseye in this way going forward. Or at least no more than once each, so that it's fair for the death competition, since Obama was determined to do it once for the sake of demonstrating how busted it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple pot shots at this Rosie just so I can feel like I contributed. No shade at all to people who choose to take out Big Daddies in this manner, of course. There's just other ways to go about the fights, and I want everyone here to use a little creativity for the content.
Okay, I can see how abusing bullseye on Big Daddies often might make for some monotonous content in a Let's Play series. I think that little sister is blonde, so it isn't Masha, but that's okay, we still gotta rescue her. I'm really glad there is a tiny bit of leeway of a single harvest built into the game. For the good ending, I was gonna feel like a real prick if I excluded us from it. Again, folks, simply because I didn't know any better.
Once again, when did we all agree to do the good ending, by the way? I, for one, think that happy-go-lucky, rainbows and sunshine bubblegum bullshit is kinda unrealistic for the dark tone and gritty world of Bioshock. Besides, everyone's already seen that ending, maybe we should mix it up?
Honestly, I can understand where you're coming from a tad, but the other option is comically evil, like cartoon villain twisting the ends of his thin mustache while the world burns just for the sake of striking the match evil. That's not exactly better. The good ending fits into the larger narrative a lot better in my opinion. There's some interesting implications if you do double evil endings for Bioshock 1 and 2, and then Minerva's Den, but I'd like to hopefully talk about that in theory, rather than having it play out on screen, Donald. Besides, think of Burial at Sea lore.
You actually almost had me convinced until you tried to use the absolute clusterfuck of Burial at Sea lore to justify it. If this series makes it all the way to Bioshock Infinite, I eagerly await watching you try to do cartwheels like a goddamn hot dog water-riding plot hole apologist circus clown to try and make that shit make sense.
Is Burial at Sea really as frustrating as people on the internet say, Barry?
I'd say yes and no, Joe. It fits better than its biggest detractors probably think, but there are some understandable points that are raised about some writing decisions that definitely make my eye twitch. I'll dig into all that at a much later date. For now, let's go see about dealing with that hostile Rosie back at Fighting McDonough's now that I'm feeling a bit warmed up.
I hear the sister is still pretty upset, and wait a damn minute. Are those two Rosies duking it out?
You gotta be shitting me. How did this happen? Obama is about to get 2 gimme kills on these Rosies to get the last 2 sisters in Neptune's bounty. Guy isn't even gonna have to fight a single Big Daddy straight up like a man. Absolutely ridiculous. Once again, things are rigged against me. This is bullshit.
Damn, Donald's never stormed out like that while we've been gaming together. He must really be upset. I do have to ask Obama, how'd you get those 2 Rosies to fight each other? I mean, one had red lights and one had yellow lights? I don't understand what's happened. Do Big Daddies just throw down randomly like this? And what happened to no more security bullseye, mister?
Honestly, my gaming just went on autopilot for a second there because my entire CPU was trying to work out why the hell these 2 Rosies are just randomly in a pissing contest with one another. This definitely isn't something I did deliberately, but I think I figured it out. Around the 32 minutes and 47 second mark, when I ran away from the original red light hostile Rosie, You can see him toss a proximity mine at me as I fled. I think the second Rosie came walking through at some point escorting his sister, and the mine must have gone off. The first Rosie has red lights because he is still hostile towards us, while the second Rosie has yellow lights because we haven't actually aggroed him. Completely unscripted and accidental. I honestly cannot believe my good fortune here. I can't even blame Donald for his reaction. This is completely free eats and two sisters to boot.
Honestly, I kind of agree with Donald. Your plot armor this episode has been insane. You've taken more bullets than a Goonie did in the Borderlands and somehow walked it off, and then turned right around and just got mad lucky like Shishia did against the Jack of Hearts and King of Diamonds by having two big daddies seemingly randomly KO one another for you. I know you've played a lot of Bioshock, but damn man, don't use up all of your ass pulls and main character energy in your very first episode. We have a long series ahead of us.
You have shown kindness to my little ones, but are you really a friend to us? Regardless, a little one brings you a gift to demonstrate our appreciation.
Yeah, look, Joe, do me a favor and don't tell Donald about me using security bullseye just now. I just kind of panicked, and I'll take the time to find another big daddy and show you a different strategy you can use to take them out so you don't get walloped whenever it's your turn to play Fort Frolic. We'll also pick up Tenenbaum's reward for us for rescuing 3 sisters whenever we circle back to the Gatherer's Garden outside Fontaine Fisheries.
Okay, I feel a little grimy keeping secrets from Donald, but maybe it's better he doesn't know so it doesn't upset him. He's had a really hard time of things since episode 12 of Darkest Dungeon. I know he hates being forced to do those awful Real News Channel propaganda broadcasts for the Supreme Leader. It's really taking a toll on him, and I know the guy needs this series to be a fun escape, not something that also feels unfair and stacked against him.
Planning and paying for the Hamlet party was really thoughtful of him. Guy was even being nice to Kamala and Al Gore, which is something I never thought I'd see.
I really hope this doesn't piss him off and cause him to harvest the sisters in Arcadia out of spite. You better have a plan, Barry.
I do, fingers crossed. But anyway, one of the most common strategies for opening fights with big daddies is placing explosive canisters around little sister vents. Since daddies will predictably check vents for sisters to escort, and return to vents to drop off sisters after harvesting. You did this in the medical pavilion on one of your attempts, but didn't give yourself enough clearance from the blast. Now that we have the grenade launcher, you can also load up canisters with proximity mines to increase the explosive damage. Won't be necessary here, but proxy mines work great.
Proximity mines on the canisters is a good tip, I'll keep that in mind. Interesting that the daddies will continue to look for sisters even if you've dealt with all of them in the level.
Kinda heartbreaking in my opinion. You can also intercept Rosie proxy mines and throw them back for some cheap damage as I just demonstrated. Works offensively as well as a defensive countermeasure against accidentally stepping on the mine as the fight develops.
Hey nerds, I ordered food earlier and it's here. It was too late to cancel your portion of the order, Obama, so I guess you can still have it. What did I miss? Please tell me, Obama caught the stray rivet to the nuts he deserves?
Unfortunately not, as funny as that would be. Thanks for the grub, Donald. So, this teddy bear has Tenenbaum's reward for saving the sisters?
The atom helps make up for the difference in between saving and harvesting, with the caveat you have to delay access to it until Tenenbaum rewards you. There's also useful items, ammo, and plasmids among the rewards as well. Here we have the Hypnotize Big Daddy Plasmid, which tricks Big Daddies into thinking you are a little sister so they protect you. Situationally pretty useful, and intentionally setting up Big Daddy fight clubs is a pretty fun and lucrative diversion.
Cry out for Big Daddy's help. Make him think you're a little sister. Watch as he fights to protect you.
Interestingly, if I remember right, Hypnotize Big Daddy is one of the few plasmids we eventually see used by an NPC across the series. Given how spliced up everyone is, you'd think the denizens of Rapture would be slinging more offensive plasmids around, as opposed to most of them sticking with guns and fishhooks. I know we see the Houdinis slinging fireballs. I think there's an ice version also, but I always felt there's really a surprising lack of active, offensive plasmid use.
I'm going to agree with you on that. Perhaps it made things tricky from a gameplay perspective if splicers were 1-2, punching the player with Electrobolt and a wrench does feel like a missed opportunity. The combat across the series does hold up pretty well, even being 15 to 20 years old, but enemy variety is definitely a place where the series lacks, which is odd given all the many possibilities when you look at plasmids and eventually vigors.
I'm okay without being hit scanned by Electrobolt. Thank you very much.
Skill issue.
They sure go down easy once you research them up right. Come on in and show us those snappies.
Please burn the candids you took of the little sister. Oh, Peach sounds like a creep, even by US President standards.
Already took care of that with Incinerate. Let's head back to the Gatherer's Garden and spend some of the atom we earned from rescuing the 3 little sisters in Neptune's bounty, as well as collecting Tenenbaum's reward. I'm going to get the Eve and Health upgrade passives, since we will be needing the boost as enemies get more dangerous in later levels. I'll also pick up an extra plasmid slot so we can keep a 4th active plasmid on hand and have more options on the go. Nothing else is essential at the moment, so I'll save the rest of our atom for Donald to access in Arcadia in the farmer's market.
Yeah, Miss Domino, your appeal to karma after the bullshit luck you had earlier is very transparent. Just know it will eventually run out, and when it does, I'm taking this series for myself. Mark my words.
What are the odds we can trust this Peach guy anyway? Atlas insinuated earlier we should be on the lookout for a double cross.
Well, I guess we're about to find out.
The warp rat didn't get himself at. You got something from me and my crew? Or are you just looking to get criticized? You set here a spell. I needs to set on some coffee. Maybe put on silverware and the like.
Bro just called you a, quote, wharf rat and asked you to hold tight while he goes and presumably sets up some kind of ambush.
Before you head into the fisheries, a word to the wise. Old Peachy seems about as straight as a dog's hind leg. You keep your eyes open.
Oh boy, I know what I'm calling Obama on Twitter the next time my name ends up in his mouth.
Nobody walks into my swampy carrying the heat. Put your weapons in the pneumo, and then I'll let you in.
New goal, relinquish your weapons. The anti-Second Amendment propaganda is crazy.
But he can't very well take your plasmids away now, can he?
No more political jokes this episode, Donald. Atlas makes a good point, though. If Peach won't let us continue without laying down our weapons, we'll just have to defend ourselves with plasmids if things start to go sideways.
There's no other way through, is there? I don't like it, but we have a full stack of Eve hypos, so it should be fine. I promise to not accidentally hit Obama in the back with sonic boom. I'll be super duper careful, definitely.
I'll watch your back so Donald doesn't do anything stupid after splicing that hair grow tonic. If it works, I might try Fontaine's brain boost so I can stay sharp and beat Donald in the death competition.
Jesus Christ, evidence splicing is a bad idea all around you. And yet, you two are diving in headfirst. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Guess we better toss our guns in the pneumo and go run the ones with Peach so we can get the hell out of here.
Yeah, this is about to be our longest non-compilation video yet. By the time we save Atlas's family from Smuggler's hideout, I wonder how long is too long. It's a question I've had to ask myself daily in the sack since my teenage years, and most certainly an issue Joe has never had.
That might have been your most delusional voice line yet. It's cold as fuck down here, so I'm just gonna let that nonsense slide, and I can barely see anything at all. This is definitely a trap.
Now, I bet when your boss wiggled out of hell, he done told the devil he'd be right back, and the devil says, "Sure thing, Mr. Fontaine. I'll hold you a spot." Ryan promised Fontaine was dust, and now here you are doing his dirty. I guess that makes Ryan a bum, and you a...
Oh no, go ahead and finish that sentence, bitch. What does that make me exactly?
A wharf rat, if I'm not mistaken.
You sound kinda heated, Obama.
On my first playthrough, I didn't know about this camera, didn't see it due to the fog, and didn't have security bullseye, so Peach's ambush worked, and he got me in the back with a grenade. He's just another victim of Ryan and Fontaine, but the guy can kick rocks barefoot for all I care. Plus, mechanically, he's just a nitro splicer, so while the arena is a bit tricky, it's a pretty low-effort boss design.
I can see that. The bar was set super high early with the way Dr. Steinman was presented in the medical pavilion. Even though he's just a souped-up lead-head splicer, his intro scene is god tier.
Yeah, except the part where he maniacally screamed about me being ugly. Guy can rest in piss for all I care.
On the contrary, Joe Butterface Biden, that was my favorite part.
Find a mirror, Donald. You look like mashed potatoes and Cheeto dust. But I do also love when the series really leans into the horror elements. And while Neptune's bounty is a great level and packed to the brim with world building, it is relatively tame compared to the medical pavilion.
Looks like it's curtains for Peach. Guy got into a blow shit up competition with the wrong U.S. president.
The submarine bay was only used by smugglers and thieves. More than likely, the entrance will be hidden. Better to keep the coppers off the scent.
Oh, the criminals probably hid their criminal activity? Gee, Atlas, thanks for that little tidbit.
In other news, water is wet, and Obama has somehow defied death yet again.
If we were on PC, I'd be suspicious that he'd modded in invincibility for his episode. Looking at the schedule, I've got Arcadia and the Farmer's Market. Joe is getting Fort Frolic, you lucky bastard. And then Obama gets Hephaestus. I recall a pretty big difficulty spike in Hephaestus. So if Obama is clean through the rest of this video, it's no big deal. My boy Andrew Ryan will give our resident birth certificate forger the business in a couple months outside Rapture Central Control.
That last hit of cope is going to have to sustain you until the time comes. I also hooked you up with letting you play your favorite favorite level in the game if you look further down the list, buddy.
Hell yeah, I get the proving grounds, baby. About to show everyone why I am the GOAT at Bioshock 2. I'm absolutely stoked.
Fontaine's putting the screws on us, and double. He's squeezing us out of 80 points of our cut with the threat of turning us into Ryan if we don't play ball. Son of a bitch. Sammy G comes and tells me he's thinking of going to the constable. And the next day, Sammy G was found in a sack in a salt pond. We got no choice here. We stay on Fontaine's crew and we're gonna catch the gallows. We take the powder, and we end up like Sammy G. Oh, there's gotta be another way.
Damn, so these guys didn't feel like they were getting a fair shake in Ryan's dystopia, started smuggling for Fontaine, who then turned around and took most of the profits for himself under threat of turning them into Ryan to be murdered. Poor chaps just traded one master for another.
Can't blame Ryan. I'm a fan of blowing up smuggling vessels myself. But pause the misguided sympathy, Joe. We have our first power to the people station. Definitely Fontaine's greatest W. These vending machines let average hard-working folk upgrade their weapons to better protect themselves from splicers and corrupt constables alike.
Fontaine definitely manufactured these to spur violent unrest, but whatever, they are convenient for us, I guess, and each weapon has 2 possible upgrades. 1 upgrade per machine, and you're up next episode, Donald. Which one do you want me to take?
Shotgun rate of fire is the best first upgrade to take all day, every day. The DPS boost is crazy, and that rapid fire stopping power is so damn satisfying. And, well, I guess I'll pay it forward next episode by letting Joe pick the last power to the people upgrade in Arcadia. Do it, and let's get down to the smuggler's hideout.
Wait, I know I've seen that machine before. Donald, didn't you have one of these installed in the Oval Office?
Yeah, Emerald Boy made me a prototype before I fired his ass from Doge. I'm trying to get it shipped to the hamlet so the prefect can finish it. I have a feeling we are going to need some serious firepower when it's finally time to take our town back.
Okay, seriously, you guys saw it that time, right? Some kind of weird old-timey photo of 3 people? I feel like I should know them, and yet I have no idea who they are.
You okay over there, buddy?
We gotta get Joe some brain boost, ASAP.
Gaslight me all you want. I know what I saw.
I'm right outside the submarine bay, but I can't get in. I'll need you for that. My family can't be more than 100 yards away.
Don't worry, Atlas. We are on our way to rescue them, and then together we are going to take down Ryan. Mark my words.
We all come down here. Figured we all be part of Ryan's great chain. Turns out Ryan's chain is made of gold, and ours are the sort with the big iron ball around your ankle. He's up in Fort Frolic banging fashion models. We're down in this dump yanking guts out of fish. Fontaine's promising something better. He's like one of us, you know? Like he's worked a day in his life. He says meet him at his fish packing joint at 11. I'll go, bring a couple of guys. Hey, it's not like things could get a lot worse.
Peach obviously never watched any of the videos on our channel, cause every time we say some shit like that, things inevitably get a lot worse.
Not this time. This rescue mission is going to be a big success.
Hit the switch up there in the control booth and let me in. I think it's time to shake hands and get acquainted.
You've had your fun, but enough is enough. If you press that button, you'll learn what it means to truly be my enemy.
Bitch. You tried to get splicers to kill us in the medical pavilion by putting a 1,000 atom bounty on our heads. We are already enemies, big dog.
I'm sure that was all just a big misunderstanding, Joe.
I know it's the holiday season, Donald, but Andrew Ryan is in Santa Claus. Hop up off his lap. But look, it's Atlas. We did it.
You blow a fuse up there! Can't see a damn thing in that booth! Give me a tick and I'll get you out of there. Moira! Can you hear me in there, darling?
So dark in here. If only your friend could look up and see you. Maybe you could warn him. If only you could do something. Anything.
Oh fuck, it's a trap. Atlas, look out.
Just stand here and watch him die.
Splicers! They're everywhere! I can't hold them! Got to fall back! Get me family out and we'll regroup as soon as we can!
Obama, you gotta hurry. There were spider splicers everywhere.
Yeah, I see them, Joe. Just gonna snap a few research photos for Extra Nutrition 3.
Bro, are you fucking kidding me with the research camera right now? We don't have time for this shit. Atlas and his whole family are gonna die if you don't get your ass moving.
I'll take that extra nutrition tonic, Barry. I'm about to pop off at my next White House physical.
The way you two are acting right now is unbelievable.
Relax, Joseph. I can't save them if I rush headfirst into a mob of splicers and die.
You're worried about the death competition while Atlas and his wife and child get gutted by spider splicers?
Atlas isn't worried about his family. He's leaving them to die so he can retreat. Why the hell should we care about them? Besides, after what you did to Little Sister 1, I find it fucking hilarious. You are all of a sudden pretending to care about children.
Spent the morning jawing with that crowd scientist. She's damaged goods, all right. Just like all those chumps they scraped out of them prison camps. But she's no crackpot. She's gonna make me the kind of scratch that'll have Ryan look like he's running a paper route. She just needs some supplies to get the ball rolling and a friend to watch her back.
That's Fontaine referring to Tenenbaum.
Worry about lore later. Get to the sub, Barry. Oh, fuck. Barry, what the fuck were you doing playing audio logs and looting dollars off corpses? They are dead now. Dead! We could have saved them.
You ooze in like an assassin, and then you try to sneak out like a thief. You're no CIA spook. Who are you? Why have you come here? There's two ways to deal with a mystery. Uncover it, or eliminate it.
Absolutely no sense of urgency whatsoever. You and Donald were dicking around, and that son of a bitch Ryan killed an innocent woman and child. I don't even know who you are anymore, Obama. Get the hell out of my way.
For fuck's sake.
Bro doesn't seem to have any concept of what a scripted event is.
I knew he'd take it hard, but goddamn.
His sudden concern for innocent lives sure is convenient after episode 2. Little sister number 1 gotta be rolling her eyes so hard she can see her own frontal lobe.
The Irish pork pie offered me a deal. I flip him Fontaine and I walk out of here. That simple. How do I know that fat fuck isn't Fontaine's guy? How do I know they're not all Fontaine's guy? Fontaine's got Adam, and everybody wants it. Ryan's got a whole lot of talk and a nice suit. Even down here, any idiot can see which way the wind is blowing.
And there you have it, folks. Another banger in the books. Donald takes over next week in Arcadia.
And I'm about to pop off like GameStop in 2021, baby. You won't want to miss it.
We will learn more about how Little Sisters are used to produce Adam and the effect their harvesting had on Andrew Ryan, Tenenbaum, and the citizens of Rapture as a whole. And ultimately, get one step closer to confronting the King of Rapture himself.
Thank you all for your attention. We love you folks for spending time with us here on the channel. And would you kindly join us back here next time?
Take care, everyone.
Come on, Obama, let's go find Joe. He's probably already forgotten about Atlas's dead family, but we'll go to Baskin-Robbins just in case. My treat.
Hell yeah, I'll drive us.
Later, folks. What's good, everybody? Your boy Big D Trump is finally on the sticks, and I'm ready to slaughter every splicer in Arcadia.
That would also include you after you shot up Fontaine's hair grow tonic last episode.
So what? At least I'm not high on brain boost and perpetually irritable like you.
Because I'm still mad at the two of you for BSing last episode and letting Atlas's family get blown up.
Ryan is responsible.
Wipe your hands of responsibility, bro. Just like a politician.
Okay, settle down.
Moira. Patrick. Ain't that just like Ryan? Waits until we're almost out and then he pulls the string. We'll find the bastard. We'll find him and we'll tear his heart out.
I came to this place to build the impossible. You came to rob what you could never build. A hum gaping at the gates of Rome. Even the air you breathe sponged from my account. Well, breathe deep, so later you might remember the taste.
You get to the bathysphere in the rolling hills. That'll take you straight to the devil himself. And then all debts will be paid in full.
Ryan taking a shot at us for breathing Rapture's air is genuinely insane.
Surprise, surprise, there were efforts from both Ryan and Fontaine to privatize oxygen for profit, just like everything else.
Oh, Jesus, the hell is this?
What are you waiting for, City? It's beautiful.
Are you feeling some side effects of that hair grow tonic there, buddy?
No, I'm totally fine, but I'm pretty sure I recognize that lady. Okay, damn, this is a pretty undignified way to go. But why the hell did I just see this dame as a Force ghost?
Dunno. I didn't see anything.
Oh, sugar, I'm spliced up in ways you never dreamed of.
Get over here.
Quote, I'm spliced up in ways you've never dreamed of. Must be what passes as flirty foreplay in Rapture.
Seems like some poor blighters have started seeing ghosts. Ghosts? Ryan tells me it's a side effect of this plasmid business. One poor sod's memory is getting passed on to another through genetic sampling. Leaks, lunatics, rebellion, and now bleeding ghosts. Ain't life in Rapture grand?
What a night I got lined up. Everything's ready. Flowers, bottle of wine, even 2 tickets to the tea garden. Nothing gets the Bettys in the mood like nighttime in Arcadia. Now I just gotta stop by the Thrifty Care to pick up a med-eye boat, just to be safe. Word is, this ain't Angelina's first visit to the tea garden.
Hey, can you help me, man?
Oh, I'm gonna help you all right, big dog. Just you wait.
All my homies hate Houdinis.
Hold on now, we can't gloss over Bill saying that people in Rapture are seeing each other's memories. That's why I saw that ghost outside the medical pavilion?
This is a side effect of Little Sisters harvesting atom from dead splicers to recycle it. When the recycled atom is used by another individual, that person may experience the memories of the original splicer by seeing these ghastly apparitions. We all saw the medical pavilion ghost, so I'm guessing that Splicer's atom was in the batch of electro bolt we all took? Donald is the only one who saw Dieter and Angelina, so maybe their atom was processed into that hair grow tonic.
Wait, if that's the case, didn't Dieter just imply that Angelina might have had some sort of sexually transmitted ick from sleeping around? And then Donald injected himself with her atom? Do you think Donald now has that same ick?
Ha! That's a good question, Joseph.
Give me an H. Give me an I. Give me a V.
Not even Narcolepsy Sore's bullshit is going to ruin this for me. My haters are my motivators. Plus, all Houdini Splicers must take forever naps. Absolutely no exceptions.
On that, we agree.
The augmentation procedure is a success. The slugs alone could not provide enough atom for serious work, but combined with the host, now we have something. The slug is embedded in the lining of the host's stomach, and after the host feeds, we induce regurgitation. And then we have 20-30 times yield of usable atom. The problem now is the shortage of hosts. Fontaine says patience, Tannenbaum. Soon, the first home for Little Sisters will open, and that problem will be solved.
A fake orphanage to farm up Little Sister candidates is positively diabolical. And we are supposed to trust Tenenbaum?
Today, Arcadia was closed off to all but paying customers. The man hires me to build a forest at the bottom of the ocean and then turns a walk in the woods into a luxury. Ryan asked, should a farmer not be able to sell his food? Is a potter not entitled to a profit from his pots? I started to argue with the man, and then I remembered who signed my checks. The only thing worse than a hypocrite is an unemployed one.
Ryan charging to go to the park isn't even surprising after finding out about selling oxygen. No public works or property of any kind is hard to imagine.
One of my favorite passages in the Rapture novel dives into this, Joe. In 1950, Ryan and Bill witness an altercation between 2 shop owners, Gravenstein and Shep. Gravenstein laments that Shep recently purchased the only local trash service, and given the two are retail competitors, Shep tries to charge Gravenstein 10 times the usual rate. He also accuses Shep of dumping trash on his property so that no one will shop at his store.
Oh, hey! I've been reading the book. I just got to that part yesterday. Let me tell this one, Barack. So, Ryan admits he doesn't really admire Shep's strategy to run Gravenstein out of business, but he refuses to intervene because he wants the market to be truly free of regulation. And he essentially calls Gravenstein a little commie bitch who needs to pull himself up by his bootstraps and compete. So, based of Ryan, if I'm being honest, and then Gravenstein can't cope with being read to filth and shoots Shep twice in the street before deleting his own save file.
God damn, and that was before Adam became mainstream, right? People were already losing their minds in Ryan's water park. The plasmid epidemic just hastened the inevitable.
Donald, I'm proud of you for reading the novel.
Well, there's not always enough warpstone to go around to power my game systems. The rations keep getting tighter and tighter, so I had to do something that doesn't consume power to pass the time.
Our lives have gotten so bad in the hamlet. I'd almost consider moving to post-fall Rapture right now if the place really existed.
Back on topic, it was growing civil unrest like what Donald described that led Ryan to recruit none other than psychiatrist Sophia Lamb to Rapture. He hoped she would help him quash the dissents of those who had become jaded with life in Rapture. She, however, had other plans. We will learn more about Sophia Lamb when we eventually draw near to Bioshock 2.
All this talk about that snake Sophia Lamb has my eye involuntarily twitching.
Okay, take it easy, big guy. I'll change the subject. Up here you'll find our first U-Invent machine, which will let us combine some of the ingredients we've been finding in Arcadia, such as kerosene and empty shells, to create some rare ammunition types and a few tonics. You'll want to hack the machines in order to increase the resource efficiency. Electric gel for the chemical thrower is my absolute favorite.
All about them heat-seeking RPGs and exploding buck. Let me get Human Inferno and I'll pop off.
Bit of a rudimentary crafting system then? I do kind of like that there's other ways to get ammo aside from just spending Rapture dollars and finding it as loot.
Yeah, I may have mentioned this before, but that meme about saving all your consumables and special items for when you really need them, only to completely forget about them and then bam, the game's over, definitely applies to me. So it's nice that by mid to late game, you can craft plenty of ammo.
You guys just see the Rosie knock that splicer right on her ass. Let's just take a moment to watch this beat down.
You have to be insanely detached from reality and fiending your ass off for Adam to just be a regular old splicer with a pistol and think going one-on-one with a big daddy is a good idea. You gonna fight him yet, Donald?
Not just yet. I've got a little more prep to do before I round up the sisters.
There has been tremendous pressure to regulate this plasmid business. There have been side effects, blindness, insanity, death. But what use is our ideology if it is not tested? The market does not respond like an infant, shrieking at the first sign of displeasure. The market is patient, and we must be too.
Blood just said, quote, blindness, insanity, and death are the side effects, but it's no biggie because completely free market good, even if outcome bad.
Some of you may die, but it is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Something about Donald quoting Lord Farquaad is deeply hilarious, but I'm going to let it slide because it might be my favorite reference yet. Shrek is incredibly based.
A nice pivot from all the Talladega Nights references. I'm brainstorming right now for the next one. But Donald, what are you thinking about spending our Adam on? We only have 180 until you hit a big daddy.
I'm going to credit Barack here for leaving me some Adam to play with. In my opinion, unlocking some additional combat and physical tonic slots makes a bigger difference than most of your early plasmid options. We are going to take the extra passive slots to equip Armored Shell for the physical damage reduction and Medical Expert for more healing from health packs. Not the flashiest choice, but I'm taking this competition very seriously, and I believe this gives me the best chance to pass things off to Joe death-free.
Rolling Hills is over yonder, and the bathysphere station is as well. And then straight on to Ryan.
My boy Atlas isn't really thinking straight after what happened to his family. When there's no way in hell Ryan is going to just let us stroll up to his office in Hephaestus. He's been thwarting us at every turn. There's definitely about to be some bullshit any minute now.
Joe, you cannot possibly know just how right you are.
You might hear things about me, see my name about, think what you will. There was a time I cared about politics, but it's just an excuse men use to kill one another. I'm done with all that. I just want to see the sunlight again.
Understandable. Bro has lost everything. We gotta get him out of here with us.
Buy him a ring already.
Jealousy is so unbecoming, Donald.
Whatever. Your attempts to bait me aren't going to work today. I am completely focused and immune to your nonsense. Your best hope of beating me is getting a lead in Bioshock 1, because you and I both know if I have the lead when I get a big daddy suit in the proving grounds and then get control of Subject Delta and Drill Specialist, this competition is as good as over with.
Donald's grandstanding aside, we just picked up one of the most insane tonics in the series, natural camouflage. It allows you to turn invisible if you stand still for a few seconds, meaning you can break aggro and even wait out security alarms while the bots fly around aimlessly.
On the surface, I once bought a forest. The parasites claimed that the land belonged to God and demanded that I establish a public park there. Why? so the rebel could stand slack-jawed under the canopy and pretend that it was paradise earned. When Congress moved to nationalize my forest, I burnt it to the ground. God did not plant the seeds of this Arcadia. I did.
Okay, Donald, our resident Andrew Ryan Glazer, defend him burning down the forest.
I'm actually not going to. Look, I know if the government seizes your land via eminent domain, you get paid for it. He destroyed the value the land had and ruined his payday, just so he could stamp his feet and be petty for losing to the feds in the marketplace of ideals. He could have taken the money and used it to do a better job investigating the people he invited to Rapture, so maybe absolute shitheads like Fontaine and Lamb wouldn't have made it in. Plus, burning a forest, probably full of animals and stuff, is wildly uncool.
Nice save there at the end.
Honestly, one of Donald's better takes. Some stuff just isn't right, even if devised and contorted for the sake of personal ideals.
Are you eyeing up that Big Daddy Donald?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and use my one security bullseye Big Daddy kill to take out this Rosie. I can snap a ton of pictures of security bots so we can hurry up and max the research and unlock auto-hacking. I'll fight the rest straight up. So let's just get this out of the way so I can score some more sweet Adam.
Wait, I got distracted with everything going on. But, did we ever convince Donald to rescue the sisters? Or is the whimsical start we got off to about to go up in flames?
Oh, Joey, my boy, wouldn't you like to know? I think I'll just keep you in suspense.
Side note, natural camouflage is so crazy. You were trying to intentionally trip the alarm, and instead you went invisible and broke aggro on accident.
Editor, can we spare the viewers all the snapshots I'm about to spam? I feel like it's kind of hard on the eyes. Let's jump to my inevitable success. As you can see, the daddy is almost dead and isn't even aggroed. More proof security bullseye is practically a cheat code when used in this manner. Well, boys, it's the moment of truth.
Donald, there will be a riot on this video if you lock us into the evil ending by harvesting a second sister. You wouldn't dare.
Bitch, please. I can't believe I'm hearing this from you of all people after episode 2.
Barry, stop him.
You fuckers want to see what a real fascist looks like. Well, it's finally time for me to be the villain you all say I am. Why don't you go cope about this on TikTok, you goddamn snowflakes?
I can't look. Someone tell me when it's over.
Nah, I'm just pulling your leg, everybody. You should have seen your faces. Obama presented me with an interesting alternative and actually convinced me to go along with this little rescue plan. For now, anyway.
Oh, good grief. Obama, you knew the whole time and let us sweat. Not cool, bro.
Ah, come on, I can have a little fun too sometimes. Everyone who was screaming at their screen a minute ago, just take a deep breath. It's all gonna be okay.
All right. Jokes aside, let's get to the bathysphere.
There's the BS right there. Called it. The hell is this gas?
This isn't right. I'm gonna need you to listen to me. I'm no sort of botanist, but I think Ryan has just killed Arcadia. The man's put something foul into the air. Bottom of the ocean, Bio. All the oxygen comes from the trees. No trees, no oxygen. Give me a spell to think. Ryan's woman in Arcadia is an old Betty named Langford. An okay sort, but not above doing a dirty job for $1. If she's still kicking around, I'm sure she's gonna want to save her trees. After all, she planted the damn thing.
What do you think the odds are that Ryan got this gas idea from Rapture's resident Nazi enjoyer?
Reach any further, you'll pull a muscle. There's nothing suggesting Tenenbaum had anything to do with Ryan gassing Arcadia's trees.
They dress up in leaves and call themselves the Saturnine. Please. They drink human blood and chant, "Harness the flame, harness the mist," and believe they're touched by the ancient god. An aging bunch of frat boys tilting back goblets of plasmids and calling it ambrosia.
The only relevant information here is that the Saturnine cult losers are Houdinis, and therefore must bite the barrel of this shotgun.
You guys really have a hate boner for Houdinis. Their teleporting looks annoying, but are they really that bad?
Good question, Joe. You see, different plasmids have varying degrees of side effects. The teleport plasmid Houdini's use is noted as causing severe mental degradation, and that madness, paired with all the possibilities for abuse that teleportation introduces, creates a very dangerous splicer variant.
Plus, that liberal arts loser Sander Cohen is a Houdini. So all other Houdini annoy the piss out of me by association.
I like Cohen as a villain, and Fort Frolic is a fantastic return to form as far as the atmosphere and horror elements that we saw in the medical pavilion go. But yeah, pretty much everyone in Rapture would agree with Donald here. except for Ryan for whatever reason.
Definitely one of Ryan's only major L's. Cohen sucks, and he has never survived in any of my playthroughs, and he never will.
Dang, I can't wait to meet him next episode. If he bothers Donald so much, him and I might see eye to eye on some things.
Oh no, Joseph, you don't want to have anything in common with that guy. Trust me. Here we have the Ammo Bandito vending machine, which has this kind of racist Hispanic caricature as the mascot. We mentioned Rapture was pretty progressive for the 1950s, but to be clear, social prejudices still existed. We'll see some instances of that as the story progresses.
Hey, Julie, open up. I, Donald Trump, have come to save the trees.
It wasn't you, was it? No. Ryan. I think I've got a way to save the trees. It's a genetic vector that... Oh, look who I'm talking to. Could you find a sample of Rosa gallica for me? Look in the grotto. I've got to keep working while there's time.
Lady, the last time someone sent us on a quest from behind a door, it didn't turn out so well for them.
Hopefully Julie doesn't do anything she might regret.
Speaking of regret, here's Mariska Lutz.
The minute we came here, Masha started screaming, Mama, Mama, what is that? What is that? I thought she was having some kind of seizure. And then I realized, trees. Never saw one before. Thought they were monsters. Oh, Sammy, maybe we never should have come to this place.
Guess her intuition aged well, for what it's worth.
Critical. Lockdown initiated. All bulkhead doors are now...
Damn city's built to not let anyone out in the event of this kind of emergency. Either we get those trees back, or you're a permanent resident.
Look, I already said I was going to save the trees. All right? Get off my back, Atlas. You're starting to sound like Al Gore.
Speaking of Gore, is he still being forced to work for the Miller?
Yeah, I genuinely feel kind of bad for him. I heard the work is backbreaking.
Here's security evasion, which delays cameras and turrets' ability to identify you as a hostile target. Honestly, most of our bot problems are solved by natural camouflage, so I recommend we skip this tonic for now.
I agree, there are better options for our limited 3 physical tonics. I want to go back to that Mariska Lutz audio diary because it brings up something interesting. Obviously, moving to Rapture would be a pretty wild experience for an adult, but it would be an especially crazy place to be born and grow up, wouldn't it?
A kid thinking trees are monsters because their parents haven't spent money to take them to the artificial undersea park that produces oxygen and sells it to the people of an undersea colony of body-morphing crackheads so they don't suffocate is a pretty flabbergasting thing I just said.
Can't believe I'm going to say this, but I don't think I could have said it better myself.
Ryan was very strict about what information was taught to children about the outside world to try and prevent any of them from yearning to leave. Ryan Amusements, a propaganda theme park intended to instill fear in the hearts of children regarding the world beyond Rapture, is particularly heinous.
Damn, I forgot I had natural camouflage and panicked when I tripped the alarm instead of just standing still. My bad.
Never being able to leave Rapture is a hell of a policy. Has anyone ever managed to escape?
That's a good question, Joe, but one that I don't think I should answer just yet.
All right then, keep your secrets.
Oh, Fellowship of the Ring. Nice one, Joe.
Yep, nice. I'll cook up another one. Just give me a minute.
Damn, I need to rewatch The Lord of the Rings.
A day may come that it's no longer peak, but it is not this day.
Gregory, don't come whining to me about market forces, and don't expect me to punish citizens for showing a little initiative. If you don't like what Fontaine is doing, well, I suggest you find a way to offer a better product.
That quote has to be near the beginning of Adam's introduction into the market. I'm assuming Gregory tried to raise legitimate concerns about plasmids, but Mr. Free Market over here refused to pay it any mind, at least until it got to the point that Fontaine was powerful and influential enough to start directly competing with Ryan.
I know about the lockdown. It's absurd. Just give me a minute. These Lazarus tests are very promising. If the Rosa gallica bloom, then by God, I know we're in business. All right, I'm leaving. But somebody has to find a way to come back to check on these samples. They're very important.
What's Julie yapping about in that log? I could barely hear her over all the gunfire. These splicers are trying to gank me, and I'm about to turn it into a bloodbath.
Julie is a respected botanist who was once involved in World War II defoliation projects for the United States in Iwo Jima. Lucky for us, Julie recognized that Rapture was a harsh environment for plant life and set out to design a chemical that could essentially reanimate dead plants.
Oh, hell no. Hasn't she seen any horror flick involving reanimation? It always creates some kind of soulless demon freak. You never get back what was lost.
I couldn't believe how much things had changed since I left Dr. Steinman's office. It's like I don't even recognize Rapture no more. I hear they've been rounding up people in Paula Square. I asked Ryan how could he do such things to innocents. He said, innocents. If they haven't chosen to defend Rapture, they've chosen to side with Atlas and his bandits. So there are no innocents. There are heroes, and there are criminals.
Diane finally realizing that Andrew Ryan is full of shit brings me hope that one day Donald will also.
Damn it, I should have saved the Aragorn quote for this. I showed my hand too quickly. If I had been patient, like the market and like my boy Andrew Ryan, things would have fallen into place for me.
I pray he will only do this bit for a few more episodes. But on another note, are you about to take on this Big Daddy Donald?
Oh, hell yeah. A 2-for-1 special. You know, I haven't really gotten to play around with Hypnotized Big Daddy in my other playthroughs, since I almost always harvest the little sisters. And the game just served up a perfect opportunity for me to try it out.
So much for fighting the other daddies straight up, huh? That sure didn't last long.
As your friend, your declining lack of awareness and failing senses invoke a genuine sense of pity. Neither of these Rosies have sisters, so I'll still have to take down another Rosie without Hypnotize and Security Bullseye. This is just a little bonus content since the game served up the perfect opportunity.
Well, okay. I guess it gives us a good opportunity to thank our viewers for the channel recently surpassing 700 subscribers. We recently became eligible for YouTube Super Thanks and channel memberships, so we've been thinking about what we should offer to people who become members. Most YouTube channels don't make it this far, so it's really awesome that so many folks have decided to subscribe, comment their thoughts on our videos, and consistently tune in to watch us game and goof around.
We really do appreciate the time people have spent checking out our videos. It means a great deal to get a positive response to something you've created.
And onward we march to 1,000. Thanks again, folks. We have a lot of ideas for content on the horizon, and we hope you'll be here for it. Back to matters at hand. Looks like my daddy has emerged victorious, as if it could have been any other way. Now there's nothing left to do but follow this injured chump to a little sister vent, and then when he has a sister, I'll stab my former ally right in the back like I'm Mike Pence.
He's at like 20% HP and you did nothing but cast Hypnotize, Big Daddy. How is this any different than using Security Bullseye?
It's not much different, but I watched episode 3 and saw Obama breaking our accord to only use Security Bullseye once each, when he used it a second time in the Fighting McDonoughs after I walked out.
Oh, God
Thought
damn
he
it.
could sneak one by me, did he? Nobody sneaks by Donald J. Trump, no migrants by my border, no commie fine print in my legislation, and no deal-breaking plasmid usage behind my back. So, I'm settling the score by forcing a Big Daddy fight club, and then picking off the injured survivor. After this, it's fair again, and I'll take out the farmer's market daddy without Bullseye or Hypnotize.
What happens if you hypnotize a daddy who has a sister? Does he just hand her over and promise not to tell anyone he saw you take her, asking for, gameplay reasons?
The sister will run away to a vent to hide, so you'll usually want to hypnotize daddies without sisters, so you don't have to find the sister later.
All right, that's another sister rescued solely out of the kindness of my heart. And definitely not to uphold an ulterior deal where their lives were bartered like commodities.
Even in the gathering dark, you light a candle. You have saved the little ones when you might have shown your cruelty. I am sending something your way to demonstrate our thanks.
I do love being recognized for what a great job I'm doing and being showered with gifts as a result. That's the one thing the recent South Park spoofs got right about me, but I still don't trust her. I'm going to deal with these splicers, then head back to that power to the people station to upgrade a weapon.
Oh, nice. I do remember seeing that when you were stalking that Big Daddy. Which upgrade are you thinking about taking?
I'm not entirely sure. What do you guys think?
Took shotgun rate of fire last time. I'm thinking we take a damage upgrade to either our machine gun for general use or the grenade launcher to help with taking down Big Daddies.
My vote is for the machine gun. We can now invent armor-piercing ammunition, so the machine gun will pay dividends against your average splicer as well as Big Daddies. Plus, I've been watching Donald do a pretty good job with ammo efficiency by burst firing it to mitigate recoil. I think it's our best option.
That's fine. We can do the machine gun this time. I would have probably done the grenade launcher personally, but I can always pick up that upgrade in the farmer's market, so no big deal. I've gotten a lot of use out of it this episode anyway. Let's get back to Julie with the Rosa Gallica and make some zombie trees, which surely won't backfire on us and serve as ground zero for the cordyceps brain infection, right? Right, Barack?
Oh, I mean, probably not.
You've brought the Rosa Gallica? Oh, what are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? Send it through the pneumo.
The flowers are all that's going through the pneumo this time. We aren't getting caught lacking without our guns again. And if Julie tries any nonsense, she'll end up just like old Peach did.
This is perfect. Perfect. Come on up to my office. I'm letting you in now. I think I've got just the thing to put the green back in this forest.
Here's Hacking Expert on what I guess is the receptionist's desk. Grab it and there's another audio log to the right.
Isn't there anything in this damn place those pagans won't steal? Paper towels, ink pots, witch hazel, chlorophyll solution, even my back issues of National Geographic. They're feathering their disgusting little shrines with it, I suppose. Sick bastards.
I've got the security system in this joint hacked, so those turrets won't bite. Come on up to my office.
Do we trust Julie with this hack?
I don't see why not.
She won't try anything for her own sake.
Who says you can't teach an old hound new tricks? This batty plant woman spends 4 years coming up with ways to defoliate trees in the Pacific to scare out the Japs, and now here I am, down at the bottom of the Atlantic, trying to figure out how to do the same thing in reverse. Adam. It's bathtub gin times the atom bomb times Eve with a serpent. Let's go see what it can do.
It never fails to baffle me how everyone down here knew Adam was a live wire, and yet it didn't stop anybody from diving in head first.
Well, again, Ryan chose these people specifically because they were the type of folk who wouldn't be dismayed by risk and experimental methodology.
Yeah, but isn't it wildly convenient that Ryan gasses the trees, and there just so happens to be a lady who is like 5 minutes away from inventing some magical zombie tree serum?
Yes, Joe. Arcadia lacks the fantastic atmosphere and dread of the medical pavilion and the story relevance of Neptune's bounty, so it ends up feeling more like a side quest than a major plot point, but it is a bit of a change of pace from the dark color palettes common in other levels, so it's okay overall.
This next bit does ramp things up a tad.
Julie, we made a business deal, you and I, did we not?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Money changed hands. Let me read to you from the agreement. Section 3, subsection 4.
Mr. Ryan.
Ryan Industries maintains exclusive rights to the creation, use, and exploitation of the Lazarus Vector. Ownership is civilization.
Wait! No! Please!
Donald, hurry! Get her out of there!
I'm trying, Joe.
Hit the glass with something stronger.
God damn, that's some serious reinforcement. Let me try one last thing.
Ryan, you son of a bitch, we are gonna make you pay for this.
Get away from the door and let the gas vent.
Every time we get a yard ahead, Ryan goes and moves the goal line down to the other side of the field.
Oh yeah, I forgot we get the chemical thrower here. Awesome.
Donald, Julie is dead.
Oh no. Anyway.
I've been killing trees for 25 years. At Berkeley back in the 20s, on the Japs at Iwo Jima. But I never brought one back from the grave before. I did, Becky. Mama's gonna build her first damn Frankentree. I'm gonna call my little creation the Lazarus Vector. Maybe it'll bring the old gal's career back from the dead as well.
Good thing Julie used her dying moments to give us the code, as this safe doesn't appear to be hackable.
What's the point of being a damn genius if the only ones around to appreciate it are a bunch of spliced up morons? I've cracked the vector, or at least I'm 99% certain I have. I just need a bud of Rosa Gallica to confirm my analysis. Distilled water, a bit of chlorophyll, and enzymes extracted from Apis mellifera. That's right, sweetheart. Honeybee spit.
And now we are off to do a fetch quest for Lazarus Vector materials in the farmer's market after I blast my way through Ryan's splicers and the probably now hostile laboratory defenses. I set up explosives near the turrets on the way in, so this should be pretty simple.
Sounds like there's a daddy in here to complicate things a little. This is a pretty close quarters area, so it will be very easy to accidentally shoot the daddy or catch him in an explosion. You're gonna have to be careful here, Donald.
On the contrary, I'm not going to have to do much at all.
I hear a Houdini, so I consider this use of hypnotize to be absolutely valid.
If Houdini Splicers have no haters left, then I must be fucking dead. Just gotta shoot this loser one good time without hitting the Rosie, and then he should take care of the rest for me.
Typical behavior.
Ow! God damn it, I caught a stray from the proxy mine. This Rosie is lucky I've already killed so many daddies in this video, or I would put him down for that.
You gotta defend your honor and clap back for that, Donald. Your manhood is at stake. If you let him go, you run the risk of looking weak on violent crime. You aren't weak on crime like a little lefty cuck, are you, Donnie?
Your attempts to bait my ego into getting into an unnecessary fight with this daddy isn't going to work.
Arcadia's a big place, but mostly rural. If you're looking for something in particular, I'd start at the farmer's market.
Quick pit stop on the way there. Here's Tenenbaum's second gift for rescuing another 3 sisters. The haul this time is 200 Atom, the safe cracker tonic, which makes hacking safes easier, and 12 electric buck. Nothing quite as busted as hypnotize from the first gift, but a nice haul all the same. Are you thinking about spending some Atom, Donald?
Sticking with the same strategy for now, we are going to pick up another combat and physical tonic slot and equip Human Inferno to increase the damage of our fire-based attacks, and Eve Saver to reduce the cost of our plasmids for more aggressive casting, respectively. Plus, we'll take the extra max HP, just in case.
Logical but boring. I want to see new active plasmid usage.
Joe, shut up for a second.
When I find you, I'm gonna teach you about how things work down here. That's it? Now
Oh, for fuck's sake, Joe.
Sorry, guys, my bad. I'll open a window. My gut has been working overtime to churn through all that amazing Thanksgiving food our editor sent us since we weren't able to celebrate due to the Supreme Leader banning all holiday celebrations in the hamlet.
We hope everyone who celebrates Thanksgiving, or just uses it as an excuse to hang out with family and eat delicious food, had a wonderful time.
A new curfew will be enacted on Thursday. Citizens found in violation will be relocated to Apollo Square.
Diane mentioned Ryan rounding people up and sending them to Apollo Square. Sounds like some kind of prison or internment camp.
Oh, damn. Did you guys see that? That lame farmhouse-looking building that just reeks of middle class? Do you guys recognize that place?
I didn't see anything. All of my delusions and brain demons went away after I took that Fontaine Brain Boost tonic. It has my mind as clear as a spring day. I have officially defeated my dementia. I only have 1 to 3 strokes a day, and I'm irrationally angry if I don't constantly microdose Atom. No big deal. Totally worth it.
Joe, are you just doing a bit, or should we be concerned about this?
It'll be fine, probably.
Please don't use my apartment as your springboard to the Baskin-Robbins in the sky.
Julie, my dear, I am trying to run a business here. You want to spend time with my honeybees? Well, I'm gonna have to start charging you for the pleasure. If I come out one more time and find you lolling out there amongst my hives, I'm grabbing my shotgun. As to your question, yes, my days in beekeeping school are a blur. But I do seem to remember something about that enzyme you keep blabbing on about.
I take it that was Tasha's corpse we just kind of unceremoniously stepped over? At least we know the bee enzyme is definitely here. But here's a nice opportunity to give the upgraded machine gun a try by shooting this Houdini in the back. Normally I'd say shooting someone in the back is cowardly, but all methods of exterminating Houdinis are absolutely valid. Just gonna hack this turret for firing support, and then hack this circus of values vending machine. Okay, never mind. We've hit the part of the game where there's often only one viable path for your hacking tube that usually splits right at the beginning to screw you over. Sometimes there won't be a viable path at all. Really kind of annoying, but I'll just trigger the alarm tile and stand still through the alarm with natural camouflage because it's completely busted and the bots won't see me.
A pretty insane tonic, especially since we got it essentially for free just by snapping research photos.
It isn't available until late game in Bioshock 2, so we might as well enjoy it while we can in this first installment.
Yo, Donald grabbing the wrong thing with telekinesis twice in a row, with the second one being an enormous meat tube, is genuinely hilarious. Were you drawn to that meat tube specifically because it roughly mimics the size and shape of Bubba Clinton's?
All right, that's enough. I've seen the memes. Very funny, everyone. Definitely didn't happen. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Bill actually confirmed for me that it never happened, so Donald's in the clear, but it made for an amusing meme cycle for like 3 days.
Bill may be a Democrat and a living, breathing biohazard, but at least he isn't a liar.
Children, with their very long needles, their tuneless songs, their ghastly errands, their ghoulish Frankenstein fathers. But we've all placed our hand on the great chain of endeavor. My hand is on it. Fontaine's is on it. We all pull it and are pulled by it. Yes, these children are an abomination. But it is not my hand alone on the chain that created them. No. Their little fingers were right there, next to mine.
Guy is coping his ass off right now. As much as he hates the government, he'd make a great politician with all that blame-deflecting nonsense.
I mean, what he's saying is at least kind of true. Rapture had issues, but it wasn't until Fontaine, Tenenbaum, and Suchong blew the lid off of the Pandora's box that is Adam that Rapture's fate was truly sealed. His tone of voice definitely deceives some desperation to justify the state of things, though. I'll give you that.
Agreed, but consider that Ryan built and governed over a society that gleefully allowed people like Fontaine and Suchong to thrive. No matter how he tries to rationalize who the good and bad guys are, he can't escape the fact that none of this death and madness would be possible without his actions.
Also interesting that Ryan was audibly appalled by the sisters.
As the supply of sister candidates dwindled from Splicer attacks, Ryan would commission a line of robotic little sisters from McClendon Robotics to replace them. The project would fail, however, as Big Daddies ignored the bots entirely and would not protect them.
Big Daddies only want the real deal. Gotta respect it.
I really don't like the way you said that, but I'm loading up this canister with proxy mines to take out this daddy and snag the last sister.
Please do not talk about, quote, snagging a child. You're almost as bad as Joseph.
Oh, good grief, you know what I meant. Time to get some use out of the napalm thrower and human inferno. Pretty damn satisfying if you ask me.
You probably burned the child a bunch also. They do still feel pain even though they regenerate, but I guess we are going to plead the rule of cool on this one?
At the end of the day, she's getting rescued, so a little sunburn is probably a small price to pay. And with that, all the sisters in this episode have been rescued, and my success at a deathless episode is all but guaranteed.
Famous last words, if I ever heard them.
Barack may have more playthroughs under his belt and no more nerd shit than I do, but I got all A+ grades in the Protector trials, and all blue ribbons in Infinite's Clash in the Clouds. I'm the best damn shooter in the group.
Never really loved those combat gauntlet-style DLCs. They weren't bad, just not really my thing.
Right? So you prefer the DLC with awful writing that retcons shit and force feeds Elizabeth down our throats?
Viewers, grab your popcorn. I'm pretty sure Donald accidentally shot the...
Quiet Joe, let it happen.
Son of a bitch, I accidentally shot the Rosie. Run, boys, run for your lives.
Wait, what the hell? Why didn't the proxy mine kill you? How the hell does the health gate work in this game?
Dunno, and I'm tired of trying to figure it out, but I'm about to hit homeboy with the talk no jutsu to get out of this little pickle. Okay, buddy. Hey, wait, why's he still shooting me? Oh, you motherfucker.
Yes, know your play's trash.
What the hell happened? Why didn't hypnotize work on that Big Daddy? I demand answers.
Donald, you probably don't know this because you usually play Harvester and thus don't typically have access to hypnotize, but it doesn't work on Big Daddies who have already been aggroed and have red lights. Otherwise, it would be completely game-breaking.
Donald dying because he likes to do evil playthroughs and therefore doesn't understand the mechanics of the good guy stuff is genuine proof. Karma exists in the world.
Whatever, I guess that makes sense from a gameplay perspective, but doesn't that kind of open up a plot hole in the opening cinematic of Bioshock 2?
Ha! Now that you mention it, I think you're right, Donald. We will just have to give a little grace and assume world lore has to be altered slightly when translated to gameplay for the sake of balance. Let's shelve this for now until we get to Bioshock 2, but that's a good call out, Donald.
On my walk today, I had my first encounter with a pair of them. He, a lumbering palooka in a foul-smelling diving suit, and she, an unwashed moppet in a filthy pink smock. Her pallor was off, green and morbid. And there was a rather unpleasant aspect to her demeanor, as if she were in an altogether different place than the rest of us. I understand the need for such creatures. I just wish they could make them more presentable.
Kidnapping children is fine and necessary. I just wish they weren't so creepy.
One of the children came and sat in my lap. I pushed her off. I shouted, "Get away from me!" I can see the Adam oozing out of the corner of her mouth, is thick and green. Her filthy hair hanging in her face, dirty clothes, and that dead glow in her eye. I feel hatred, like I never felt before, in my chest, bitter, burning fury. I can barely breathe. And suddenly I know, it is not this child I hate.
There you go, Donald. Some character development for Tenenbaum.
And how many little girls did the Kraut condemn to genetic experimentation, atom slug implantation, and eventual death before it started occurring to her that what she was doing was completely mad? I don't feel bad for Gavin Archer when he realizes he's the villain and the Overlord project is insanity. And I'm not cutting the Nazi Girl Scout any slack either.
To be fair, she took an interest in the atom slug in 1950 and didn't decide to try and rescue the sisters until 9 years later.
I've come to accept a very low standard of life, but even at the bottom of this fish tank, a man must have standards. The pathetic Trudeau down at Morley Winery has started putting water to his terrible wine. Water! When I confronted him with this fact, he tells me, Pierre, this is not to worry. The water, she is distilled. It could be worse. I could take it right from the ocean.
A minor log here, but it does illustrate how without regulation of any kind, folks could engage in any manner of underhanded business tactic they wanted, so long as people still bought the product.
Dr. Suchong, frankly, I'm shocked by your proposal. If we were to modify the structure of our commercial plasmid line as you propose, to have them make the user vulnerable to mental suggestion through pheromones, would we not be able to effectively control the actions of the citizens of Rapture? Free will is the cornerstone of this city. Thought of sacrificing it is abhorrent. However, we are indeed in a time of war. If Atlas and his bandits have their way, will they not turn us into slaves? And what will become of free will then? Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I love how he acts all aghast and pretends to clutch his pearls at the thought of Suchong whipping up some mind control into Ryan's plasmid line, and then not 3 seconds later says, okay, sure, let's do it.
Ryan is many things, and a hypocrite is definitely one of them.
Is bro trying to fight bees with a wrench?
Oh, goddammit, get these bees off of me, you guys.
Oh, sorry, Donald. I was distracted there for a second looking over my lore notes. Are you okay?
Yeah, whatever. Very funny. I have something planned to get the two of you back for all the crap you've both pulled so far in the series. It's coming next episode, just you wait. You won't want to miss it, folks.
Adam acts like a benign cancer, destroying native cells and replacing them with unstable stem versions. While this very instability is what gives it its amazing properties, it is also what causes the cosmetic and mental damage. You need more and more Adam just to keep back the tide. From a medical standpoint, this is catastrophic. From a business standpoint, well, Fontaine sees the possibilities.
Devious work from Tenenbaum here, knowing full well that Adam is insanely addictive and likening it to cancer and then saying, oh well, addiction is good for sales. Plus, her voice at the end betrays that her and Fontaine were doing it at one point in the novel.
Damn, she really was on the wrong side of everything at one point, wasn't she?
Tenenbaum's arc begs the question of just how far one can walk down an evil path, whilst maintaining redeemability when realizing the error of their ways and righting the course. Most players tend to like Tenenbaum because she helps the players in the game, but she was quite the demon at one point.
At least Tenenbaum's particular brand of crazy is somewhat understandable due to the horrible trauma she experienced at Auschwitz when her whole family was killed. You could look at her finally connecting with the sisters as being kind of touching, since she finds compassion and a new family. And this time, she has a chance to protect them.
See everyone? Joe Biden is the Nazi sympathizer, not Donald J. Trump. If the game took place any time in the entire decade before 1959, Tenenbaum would have been nothing more than a morality NPC like Gil Alexander or a mission boss like Steinman.
The game does push you to sympathize with Tenenbaum, at least compared to all the other reptiles in Rapture.
Of the folks we've met so far that have done obviously evil things, she feels like one of the few that is also kind of a victim, perhaps a product of the cruelty of her life. With a normal upbringing, maybe things would be different for her.
If you say so, having a horrible childhood doesn't really justify becoming an abusive, child-mutating psychopath. but I guess it probably skews the odds that direction. Back on gameplay, I forgot how careful you have to be in this apiary. When you gas the bees, you get attacked by a wave of splicers, and you have to clear them and look through hives for the enzyme before the gas dissipates and the bees return. I appreciate all the clusters of enemies to hit with frag grenades and napalm, but I'm ready to wrap this up.
Why do they wear those masks? Maybe there's a part of them that remembers how they used to be, how they used to look, and they're ashamed.
I'll answer that question. Atlas, the theme for the 1958 New Year's Eve party, was a masquerade ball, so tons of these animal-themed masks were created for the event. As people suffered tumors and lesions from atom use, the mask became popular splicer attire to hide their deformities.
Oh God, it's one of those splicers who recites that hymn and has become a meme within the community. Don't worry, folks, I'll take him out before it gets embedded into your internal monologue and torments your every waking moment and haunts your dreams and nightmares.
Is it really that bad? Disliking a hymn may not be a popular stance with your voter base. Donald.
Trust me, OG Bioshock fans know what I'm talking about, and know it was totally justified.
Do you have all the components for the Lazarus Vector yet? If you do, best head to a crafting station. Then, head back to Langford's lab and put the whole witch's brew in the mister. That should clear this fog right up.
Yes, finally this side quest is almost complete. I want to say there's a power to the people station nearby, so we will hit that and then get back to Julie's lab in Arcadia to whip up some Deus Ex Machina in a bottle and save the trees.
Speaking of power to the people, I know you mentioned wanting to do grenade launcher damage, but might I suggest chemical thrower consumption rate instead? It makes the thrower much more resource efficient and really lets you get the most out of the ever-amazing electric gel.
You tiebreak, Joe. You're playing next episode anyway.
I'll go with the thrower upgrade. It looks cool, and at least I don't have to worry about blowing myself up on accident with it.
And surprise, surprise, everyone votes the party lines once again. Meaning I lose the vote since I'm outnumbered on this show 2-1. That's fine. Just one of you make sure you get the launcher damage upgrade before my next turn in Olympus Heights.
Thanks for being uncharacteristically cool about losing yet another election against me, Donald. I have now beaten you so many times I must be scooping up residential property in your head like I'm goddamn Blackstone. Do you see me in your dreams, Donnie? Do I haunt your nightmares? Let's face it, I'll be your daddy until the day your Vita chamber shuts off for good, and you know it.
Oh, good grief, Joe. That wasn't called for. You're getting a little uptight. Why don't you take a little dose of Atom to take the edge off?
Yeah, okay. Maybe you're right, Barack. My bad, Donald. I just need a little maintenance bump. That's all. I'm totally in control.
From the sounds of that you invent, I'm guessing you're the proud papa of a brand new Lazarus Vector. Now drop the Vector into a gadget called the Central Misting Control. Then we'll be cooking with gas.
You okay over there, big guy?
I'm almost through this with just the one stupid death, and I'm not breaking focus now. But I promise, I will get my revenge, Sleepy Joe. You just fucking wait.
We are going to have to try and wean Joe off the Atom as soon as possible.
It's fine, okay. I'm cool. It's cool. We're cool, bro. All right? It's all good.
He's already talking like a tweaker. It's too late for him, Barack. Let's just put him out of his misery before he goes crazy like Gil Alexander. It's practically an act of mercy at this point.
I'm not euthanizing my former vice president, even if it possibly is kinda sorta getting to be that time, you know?
I did revise my will recently and wrote Hunter out of it. Sorry, son. Sucks you gotta find out this way. But my legacy got kinda dicey there at the end with refusing to drop out until the last minute and all. So I needed to score some points by distancing myself from the family black sheep.
Joe, finally deciding to be a parent to Hunter after 55 years is genuinely a beautiful thing. You love to see fathers stepping up.
Surely this minor and seemingly random bit of Biden family lore isn't foreshadowing any sort of fallout down the road.
Don't fight the inevitable. You'll run out of oxygen soon, and then just go to sleep.
Joke's on you, Andrew. By the power of natural camouflage, I'm going to completely neutralize your little bot brigade.
Seems like this would be a pain in the ass without camouflage. That's 3 bots at once he sent for us. You'd have to be pretty quick with Electro Bolt and hack one to your side to split the aggro.
Decoy and Winter Blast would be other good options for neutralizing the bots. And you could always bust out explosives or any electric ammo.
Children must remain functional to be effective producers of atoms. I had hoped to replace them into vegetative states so they would be more pliable. I find being around them very uncomfortable. Even with those things implanted in their bellies, they are still children. They play and sing Sometimes they look at me, and they don't stop. Sometimes they smile.
Gotta give the voice actress some props here. The shift from cold and clinical to tearing up at the end was great work.
What makes something like me? I look at genes all day long, and never do I see the blueprint of sin. I could blame the Germans, but in truth, I did not find tormentors in the prison camp, but kindred spirits. These children I brutalized have awoken something inside that for most is beautiful and natural, but in me is an abomination. My maternal instinct.
Run, you pathetic woman!
Did he just call me a fucking woman?
I slipped that Splicer 20 Rapture dollars to say that. I can't stop winning.
Now, I'm a woman of science, but I'm also a woman who's not afraid of turning a buck or two. Ryan said if I could boost profits in Arcadia, part of the app would ride on my hip. So I get to thinking, we're paying for oxygen when we got photosynthesizing trees. Hell, we can even sell the extra to the rest of the city and undercut the other guys. Ryan would like that for sure. Fontaine's people have moved into the O2 biz tooth and claw.
Once again, privatizing breathing is some Orwellian dystopia type shit.
Market demand determines the products, Joe. Pick up an economics book once in a while. Anyway, not much left to do except plug in this vial of the T-virus and overrun this facility with the living dead. Looks like the conveniently placed local muscle is still hanging out in the lab. So if Ryan tries to stop me from curing the genophage, I'll set my boy Calros on him like this is Tuchanka.
Steady, Donald.
Whatever. Gotta be one person watching this video who is pleased by the Bioshock, Resident Evil, and Mass Effect mashup.
I liked it, and Ryan is definitely about to try and gank us with more splicers the moment you plug in the Miracle Grow. So you better be ready.
Yeah, this is my last morsel of combat before Olympus Heights in 2026. So I'm gonna enjoy this beatdown, and I hope you'll all be here with us to see it in the new year, folks.
So crazy to me that it's already almost 2026. Been a crazy 9 months for the channel.
Yeah, and I have something I'm really excited for my next indie game side video to kick off 2026.
Listen to that damn thing gurgle and crank. How long is it gonna take?
Just long enough for me to thin out the splicer population.
It seems Julie's death didn't provide a clear enough lesson to you. Perhaps this will suffice.
Ryan's got your number. No doubt he'll be sending company. Best to head back to the lab entrance and seal her up. Might be the only way to keep the splicers out.
Not gonna take offense to your buddy Andrew Ryan trying to kill you yet again.
It's whatever. The game forced us to ally with Atlas, so I'm not surprised Ryan is trying to take us out, and we are only 2 episodes away from getting to spin back for it anyway. All in due time. But Joe, what game are you planning on doing next? I have to admit, I did like your Dino Blade pick for last video.
I've been genuinely obsessed with this one particular game since I got it a few days ago, and I can't wait to record a run of it for the channel. Oh, and shout out to everyone who watched my Dino Blade video. I had a ton of fun playing it, and if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out.
Did you get that door closed? Good. That should buy some time. I sent you a wee package through the pneumo. It's not much, but every little bit counts.
I do enjoy the couple of times in this game where the need to hold down a location allows setting traps to shine. I feel like I always use proxy mines and trap bolts on Big Daddies, but rarely on splicers as I traverse the level. That's another thing Bioshock 2 does a great job of. But Joe, are you not going to tell us the game? Don't be a tease!
Hang on, fellas, just gonna cross Donald Trump demanding that Joe Biden stop teasing him off of my bingo card real fast. People told me I was a madman, but I just knew it would hit baby.
Shut up, Barry. One of these days, Donald and I are going to even the score on who catches the most heat on this channel. Because you seem to fly under the radar a bit, and I have plenty of dirt on you, buddy. I could switch up the dynamic and team up with Donald and have your ass reeling. I call that some change you can believe in.
Joe, I appreciate the backup, but please stop using this channel to try and springboard your SoundCloud rap career. It's not going to happen.
It's going to happen. Just watch me. But to answer your question, Donald, no. I'm not going to tell you the game just yet, but I'll say it's very different from anything else we've done on the channel. And I'll throw in the little twist that it'll be you and Obama actually playing for the video, but that's all I'll say.
It better deliver on all this buildup.
Hey, I just remembered we are supposed to mention that we made a post recently regarding options for a little side project for the Darkest Dungeon crowd, since we haven't done a video in a while and kind of left off on a cliffhanger. Be sure to comment on that post to cast your vote. The link for it will be in the description of this video, along with Joe's Dino Blade video if you haven't seen it yet.
How long is that damn vector gonna take to cook?
Donald did a really solid job bobbing and weaving through that wave of splicers without aggroing the daddy. The ring around the Rosie to lead the splicer to the proxy mine by the door was pretty solid work. And now, with the daddy hypnotized, I think this is as good as over with, assuming Donald doesn't accidentally shoot him. How do you feel about his performance today, Obama?
I just heard the security alarm go off also. I think he will cruise through the rest of this gauntlet. Donald did pretty well today, other than accidentally shooting that one daddy after bragging about being the best shot out of all of us, and then not knowing how hypnotize works, of course.
Not knowing how hypnotize works is on me. You better believe after this I'm going to brush up on some of the mechanics of plasmids I don't typically use, so nothing like that ever happens again. I know Obama has more knowledge of lore than skill at gameplay, so I'm not worried in the slightest. By the time we are watching the credits and discussing the lore implications of Bioshock Infinite in however long it takes for us to get there, I will be the king of this series. Mark my words. I've already mowed down that horde of splicers, and now it's time to go serve as Biolante's origin story. Sorry about that, Godzilla.
Random Godzilla mention.
But hey guys, this video has gone nearly an hour long at this point, and I unfortunately got to get to my late night broadcast. I can't be late again, or they will throw me in the gulag with Bill. Can one of you get us to the bathysphere?
Yeah, I got you.
Take a deep breath and enjoy it. Then head over to Rolling Hills and get the bathysphere. Next stop is Ryan's house. It's time for blood.
Okay, Barry, Donald is gone. You can be honest. How are you feeling about the competition?
I'm feeling better now that he died once. I know he's boisterous, but he is legitimately pretty good, and he's going to give me a run for my money in this series. I have an idea for something to better my chances, but I need you to do exactly what I say next episode, okay?
I can do that. But won't he watch this video back and see us conspiring? I can already hear his outrage.
His work blocks YouTube. I email him his copy of the video. I'll edit that part out of his version.
That's devious of you, honestly.
Just playing to win.
Why are you so resistant to the traditional methods of separating a man from his soul? You're not CIA, are you? You belong to Atlas.
Wait, didn't he already know that?
I can't seem to exterminate. Don't worry. I just need time to find the proper poison.
Joe, I don't think Ryan knew the person we were with was Atlas until now.
Yeah, maybe not. But that's about it for us. For this episode, folks, it's time to hop in the bathysphere to Fort Frolic ahead of episode 5, which will debut in January of 2026.
We are so thankful to have had you all join us in the channel's first calendar year. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. On behalf of the entire cast and crew at POTUS Gamer 7, happy holiday season, happy new year, please splice responsibly, and we will see you next time.
Hey everyone, thanks for checking out this compilation, and I hope you're excited about episode 5 of Bioshock coming out February 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our content. It really means a lot. Oh, and don't mind whatever this is behind me. It's definitely not foreshadowing future content as a thank you to those who stay until the end. See you next time, folks.